Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adopters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff, and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed still a thing. Can I get a wee audio check in the chat and I'll say some hellos? Because that's how we do things right here. Freezy Peach is first in. Unfortunately, Freezy, no points here. No points, no prizes. That's a Waffle House thing. Budgie Burger's last. Well, he's indifferent. What about you, chum? Ugly Truth, welcome aboard. And yes, well, I'm going to hold that thought. I'm going to come back to that. Samantha McPie, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. No, don't worry. This is not going to be anything to do with potatoes or the European potato blight that afflicted Europe at a certain time that the Irish think they have sole governance over. But no, it's not about that. It's about people being actually genuinely hungry because people press them. But there you go. Well, I think I said hello to you already. Ugly Truth, evening chum. I've got to get out of the potato thing, free card, lovely. Arsal, what about you, chum? Packet, evening, sir, and you're telling me the audio's good, as is Mr. Herbert. Audio's all good. Evening, Rory. Hashtag, what about you, chum? Arsal, Willy. Rags is in. What about you, chum? I think that is everybody from there. And Robert Ingram's saying hello again. And Bernard Brunson, good. Glad to have you all aboard. Right, I will begin with a little bit of the housekeeping. Now I've said hello to people and announce a thing or two. I don't know what Budgie's on about. Is it connected to the sea? I like the sea connection. A little bit. I don't know. We're all over the place. Martin W's in. What about you, chum? Rob D. Bass is in from Holland. Lovely. We're all good. Oh, Don Brown sneaked in from down under. At a stupid o'clock in the morning down there. There's Anglo, evening brother. Glad to have you here. Right, yes, what was I going to do? I was going to do housekeeping and show notes. First thing, very big welcome to anybody that came along from Sansom Toffee and DJ stream earlier on with guests, myself included for a very small portion. Good stream. What I will say is, if you're generally watching my stuff and you don't watch whatever is Sansom's on before that, you're missing out, because if you like my stuff, I've got wind. I just did have, hopefully that didn't come out on the microphone, but there you go. And I see other people sneaking in. I'm going to come back and say hellos again in a moment. And then I need to fucking cough. This is fucking... Right. Here we go. Yeah. What about the Great War, all the houses in London? Did they have a small fire about that time? I think they might have done. I think they might have had that going on. Anyway, where was it? Yes. So if you like what I'm doing, check out what Sansom's doing before me on a Saturday evening, because you will enjoy that too. Nah, what else we got? Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Ragnar Orange. Put my teeth back in. Please. Could I improve a little? Right. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Ragnar Orange Spear and Jack will be doing the Comedy Club, and they're streaming with Chris Dangerfield. That should be a good stream. So get yourself over that. On Monday at 8 o'clock, the Trump, yeah, the big word beginning with T of Truth with Sansom, I'm going to guess DJ, and Toffee. We'll be doing that stream on Monday at 8 o'clock. So get yourself over to that. That'll be good crack. Always is. And John Davison streams at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays when he's up to it. Next Friday is a movie review stream where the panel will be reviewing the classic 1958 horror film Dracula starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. That actually sounds quite interesting. So there's an option for you there. The other shows that I do like to give a shout out to are Dave's Waffle House, formerly known as Planet X Hunter, who streams every night at 8:30. Good banter with the crack, good interactions. Yeah, as Freezy Peach will tell you, you get points for being first into his stream. You get points for a lot of stuff, and those points do indeed become prizes. It's all really good crack. Whether or not he's actually lurking here, I don't know. But I am going to get him on at some stage to talk about the Straw Bear Festival that he used to be part of the background staff running that wee festival in his local village. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, get yourself over there. And the other show that I give a shout out to is see, there he is. I managed to get him to come out of his lurk mode, which is always a challenge on a Saturday evening. Courage is a cure. If you want news about what's going on across the world from very based Australian lately, you'll find that there. So there you go. With that, I'm going to see if I can catch up with the hellos I didn't get earlier. Real piece of work. Arpa is in. What about you, chum? And Steve Cray. I could maybe get that as a 2-for-1. I don't know. Is that a deal? Amanda Lee's in. Lovely to have you aboard. Robert Ingram. If I inadvertently give you a second shout out, just take it for the win. Martin W. Yes, it is as mad as a box of frogs. It is. Ludwig's playing the higher lower game and there isn't even any cards out. It's all good. Steve Cray, Eamon Brother, Paka, Rob D. I think I said hello to all these people. I think I did. Right. If you didn't get a hello and you really want one, badger me in the chat and we will get that to happen. Blaze is in. And I think there was somebody else. Welcome aboard. Oh, Sheffield guy is in somewhere. Sheffield. Oh, this is bad. I forgot the second half of the name and I can't even find the comment. It must be way back. I'm not sure if I said hello to Burn or Brunt, but if it didn't, I'm doing it now. Loafer Sheffield, that was it. Welcome aboard. First beer, good. Get it on you. It'll do you good. Well, and 77 Brigade's in, so we're all going to be nice and safe. So we're all good. I think. Well, that's a really good idea. Go ahead and hit the like. See if it does anything for the algorithm. I have no clue. If somehow you manage to get here and you're not already liked and subscribed and ready to get future stuff, please hit that subscribe button. That would help me out. It'll help you out. It'll make it easier for you to find the stuff. And yeah, that's about it. And no, that's for whenever Dave Waffle House's mum's in. We don't say fucker bugger. 77 can live with those words, I believe. So we'll have that going. And 36 in the chat and 16 likes. That's a pretty good average. That's not bad. We're not going to have any complaints about that. Now, I've called this the Great Hunger. Which most people will take to be about the potato blight, because that's what the Great Hunger in Ireland is famous for. But we're not talking about that. We're actually talking about the Siege of Derry, or the Siege of Londonderry. Ugly truth then. Fact connection. Joanne Rotten's in. What about you? Great hunger, I'm starving. Well, I'm not so starving because I munched quite a few ribs there, and a couple of minutes between that. Why, thank you, Blaze. Well, we will soon get to why I'm doing Siege of Derry, or a part of the Siege of Derry on this date, because it is time relevant. But I'm going to do this in a couple of ways. I'm going to get the first bit of the first article up, which is coming to the Orange Voice. There is a link in the description if any of you want to go find these things and read them for yourselves. Sorry, I was just reading that. I reading chat. Right. Okay. Nothing there that I need to get involved with. So let's go. All right. Siege of Derry, or the Siege. And this bit is coming from the Orange Voice, which I think I'm going to make a little bit larger. I'll zoom you in. And I'll zoom you in again. Did that actually zoom out instead of in first time? No, we'll have a little look. No, I don't like that. That needs more zoomage. Sorry about this, people. We will be with you momentarily. Now, let's see what this is looking like on StreamYard. That's better. Boom! Martin W's all over it for 105 days, which was the longest siege on British soil. But that's exactly what we're talking about, Martin W. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. Right, no, nothing to get involved with. I'm going with this because I'm going to also read a bit from the House Orange website, but this, I seen this yesterday and today, and I thought it was a good way of explaining what happened. Anyway, Londonderry was to withstand no less than 3 sieges. The most famous of them went to supporting William of Orange against James II in 1688. Saved in the nick of time by 13 quick and very brave apprentice boys, going to come back to that, who slammed shut the city gate against a surprise Catholic attack. Well, it wasn't really a surprise. They knew they were coming. And the 30,000 mainly Protestant inhabitants withstood the siege for 105 days. Thousands of Protestants died fighting on the walls or through starvation before Captain Browning of the Mountjoy, with troops brought by sea, and successfully in breaking through the enemy's blockade, was one of the most famous ships in the history. They haven't written this very well. It's more for the emotion, which we'll be getting to soon. Famous ships in history, the Mountjoy. After that, the walls of Londonderry were not needed again and became the local point of the city's history. Remember this, if there had not been the Siege of Derry, there would never have been a 12th of July parade. The 12th of July parade is very important in the Ulster Union's calendar. But for the bravery of the 13 apprentice boys. Sorry, I need to move this about because I've been a dick. For the 13 apprentice boys who had the courage to slam the gates closed in front of the king, we believe the Protestants would have been slaughtered to a man, woman, and child. The above picture is one of the most famous pictures in Protestant history. It is of Governor Walker pointing towards the Mountjoy, breaking the boom. That blockaded the ships from coming in the foil to bring food and men to relieve the besieged Protestants. And this is called the Relief of Derry. I'll move this down. And you can see in this picture, and on the right-hand side, you can see this crimson flag that they have hoisted. That crimson flag was actually made of white cloth, and the ships had arrived up the foil and hadn't broke the beam and came thinking that the people inside the walled city were doing okay. And what they did was they got the white cloth, they covered it with the blood of the wounded and dying, and hoisted that banner, which was scarlet with the blood. And the people on the ships realised, actually, these people were in a bit of bother, and the Mountjoy came down, broke the boom, and relieved Derry. Now, I think I'm going to have to zoom this in just a little. Fuck, that hasn't helped at all. All right. Tell me this. Why has there never been a film made about the Siege of Derry? It makes the Alamo look like a garden tea party, which is true. Why has there never been a film made about the Battle of the Boyne? This battle changed the whole world, not just here in Ulster. And I would also say the Battle of Aughrim was more important, but I like the point these people are making. This is why I do this fucking show every night, where I try to talk about the history of the British people. This was the longest siege in history, or certainly one of the longest. Thousands of Protestants died for their beliefs, and even ate dogs, rats, cats, or anything they could catch to stay alive. Ask yourself this: how many would do it now? They have made films about the Tall Man, the Quiet Man, Bloody Sunday, the Patriot Games, the Devil's Own, and many more portraying the Irish Republican Army as poor, misguided souls. Well, sorry, folks. They are in the eyes of this site and thousands of the loyalist Protestants and Unionists who suffered under their bloody hands nothing but murdering butchers, which I totally agree with. But yet, with all, we have lots of films about the poor fucking Irish Republican Army and the poor Catholics. I don't buy that shit. I don't think it's good. Anyway, here's a picture of Rave Walker's diary. The price list for items on sale, if you can afford them. Have a look and ask yourself this: could you do what our ancestors did to keep Ulster free from popery? There's no denying that these Protestants were truly God-fearing people. And if not for them, the whole of Europe would have fallen to the Church of Rome. So next time you're in a bar talking about loyalty, remember the thousands of Protestants at the Siege of Derry who also paid the ultimate sacrifice, and raise a glass to those brave men, women, and children. When they cried out no surrender, they really meant it and proved it the hard way. So to all you Republicans who thought you had brave men who died for nothing during the hunger strikes, remember we done it first by the hundreds. And if you can see this in the butchers, you could get a quarter of a dog, fattened by eating the bodies of the fallen, a dog's head, a cat, a rat, a mouse, I can't read that next one, pound of grease, pound of tallow, a quart of heifer blood. So yeah, what they had to eat was very, very not good. And with that, I'm going to go and check the chat because I think I probably need to by now. So I'm just checking the chat. Yep, that's the very thing. I might actually play that song a bit later. We do indeed. TikTok can't answer that question here. We would not want Hollywood to make a film about us now. This is true, but there should be some form of films about it. They would make everyone vegan as well. I don't think they're going to manage that. Yeah, and we didn't have any Chinese here at that stage. So there's the passionate retelling of it. I'm now going to give you a more a bit more of a historically accurate one. Well, the other one was accurate, it just wasn't very well worded. And this next one is going to be that. Right, here we go. Share screen. And this is actually coming from the Museum of Orange Heritage, which, by the way, if you're in Belfast, get yourself up the top of the Craigie Road and you'll find the Museum of Orange Heritage. Go in there in the morning, get in their restaurant and get yourself a fucking fry, because they do really good food in that museum. Emma G and I have been there many a time. They've got a bit slow on serving the food up, but it is still a very good quality. Now, we're going to the Siege of Londonderry in 1689. I'm going to shuffle this across. Actually, you should see what this looks like on StreamYard. Yeah, I'm guessing they're talking of the shilling bull. No, the history of Orange, ARPA, the history of the Orange Order. By the way, I take a lot of stick about a lot of things quite easily, but I've never had beans on a fry in my life. They do a good fry, and then you can get extra portions or whatever. You can fucking design it yourself. All right, I want to zoom this in a little bit. All right. Why is this doing this bullshit on me? Right. I'm trying to get this to actually be readable and still on the page, so I think I'm going to have to zoom this out. Zoom out. Right, we're going to have to stick with this. Outside of the Battle of the Boyne, the event which arguably had the greatest influence on the struggles between William and James for the soul of Ireland was the Siege of Londonderry. The refusal of the people of Londonderry, that refusal soon being in there, when the people of Londonderry refused admission to the Jacobite forces, was not initially out of enthusiasm for the cause of William. The real motive underlying that decision was the instinct of self-preservation. The citizens believed that a massacre of the British was imminent, with the memory of the horrific happenings of 1641 still valid. Now, 1641, the events there have got two names. It's called the Massacre of the Protestants because that's what happened. And it's called the 1641 Rebellion because Irish nationalists like the bullshit a lot with their history. What happened in 1641 was throngs of Catholics, Irish nationalists arrived at the homes of Protestants, Unionists, and ordered them out of their house, stripped them naked, and basically murdered them. The shores of Lough Erne run red with the blood not discerned by man, woman, or child. So that's what had happened previously. And whenever this throng of the same type of people arrived up at Londonderry, they shut the gates. The fear and alarm was heightened by an anonymous letter, the Cumber letter, dated December 3rd, 1688, received by the Earl of Mount Alexander, warning of a plan to massacre the Protestants of the North on December 9th. The defences at Londonderry seemed contemptible. Its position was far from impregnable. The stock of provisions was small, and the population had swollen to 8 times its usual number by refugees from the surrounding countryside. Colonel Lundy, that name's going to come up again, now the governor, had no thought of a successful defence, for the task seemed impossible. He did not hide his feelings from the people. When the news reached William that the city had declared for him, he determined to send it much needed help. Lieutenant Colonel John Cunningham and Colonel Solomon Richards were ordered to proceed to Londonderry with 2 regiments of soldiers and reach the Foyle on April 14th, where they anchored in the bay. Now, this is why we're doing it this time of year, because the boom was broke in April. Cunningham, Richards, and their officers went ashore and consulted with Lundy. He dissuaded them from landing with their soldiers when he told them the position was so impossible that reinforcements could only make matters worse. He advised them to go back to England with his ships and men, something he intended to do when he got the chance. Lundy, in his meeting with Cunningham, had ensured that only those officers of the garrison who thought as he did were present. Others who felt differently were not invited and were prevented from attending. But one soldier uttered what those others believed: to give up Londonderry is to give up Ireland. When the rumour spread that Lundy and Cunningham had agreed, soldiers and citizens expressed their anger, and many army officers declared that they no longer considered themselves to be bound to obey the orders of the governor. After dusk on April 17th, Lundy's friends secretly fled the city one by one. Next day, a special council meeting. Angry citizens accused Lundy for his treachery and sending their troops away that William had sent to defend them. While the meeting was in progress, a sentry on the walls cried out that the vanguard of the enemy was in sight. When Lundy ordered that there was to be no firing of guns at them, Major Henry Becker and Captain Adam Murphy countermanded it and called the people to arms. They were supported by Reverend George Walker, rector of Donegal in County Tyrone, who had taken refuge with his parishioners in the city. All the able-bodied answered the call, and the guns were manned. When James Redshanks, under Alexander MacConnell, Earl of Antrim, were only 60 yards from the gates of the city, they were closed by 13 apprentice boys. Expecting the quiet surrender as promised by Lundy after the Cunningham meeting, the Jacobites were greeted with loud cries of "no surrender" and also gunfire. So, to get the facts of the story right, you had the people in Londonderry. There was Lundy, whose name is still dirt in Ulster, and his effigy gets burnt every year. We're saying surrender, and we have these other people were saying no surrender, and we're going to fight to the last. 13 apprentice boys, strangely the same number of people that supposedly Ukrainians that were supposedly on Snake Island and told the Russians to fuck off before like about 130 of them got captured, but trying to steal our story. Who knows? But that's the gist of it. And with that, I'm going to check the chat. fuck's sake, rags. Okay. None of the British saints were, well, the Welsh, Patron Saint of Wales was Welsh. The Patron Saint of Scottish, not Scottish. Patron Saint of English, not English. Patron Saint of Ireland, A, not Irish. B, not a fucking saint. Try to keep up. I've only done that stream 3 times, rags. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. Yes, and we're going to come on to St. George later on because it's St. George's Day coming up. Toffee, no bother, mate. I enjoyed that. Coming on earlier. It's all good. Right. Lundy had hidden in the house, and from there he made an escape over city walls. When he arrived in England, he was imprisoned in the Tower of London, and he, Cunningham, and Richards were summoned to appear before a parliamentary commission. Richards was exonerated, and Lundy was ordered to be returned to Londonderry to stand trial for treason, but this never happened. The conduct of Cunningham and Richards had so incensed William that he had dismissed them by newsletter on April 30th. The other thing is, whenever Lundy escaped, he was wearing a disguise. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do the song. And I'll point, that's referenced in the Derry's Wall saying. When, with the line on the first verse, when traitors on old Derry's walls, their faces dare not show. Which is how traditional cultural songs carry the message of your history. Without the governor's leadership or a proper administrative body, the people were determined to withstand the siege at whatever cost. Adam Murray could have been governor, but he refused. At a meeting of 15 of the principal officers, Murray being present, Major Baker was chosen. When he complained that the military and administrative duties were too much for one man, he was allowed to name an assistant. He chose Reverend George Walker as a joint governor. 8 regiments were constituted, and each man was given his orders. In just 24 hours, the defence of Londonderry, with the personnel and material available, was complete. When all had left the city who wanted to go, and these included the old, the very young, and the sick, 20,000 remained within the walls. 7,120 men able to fight, and 341 officers. On April 19th, a Jacobite trumpeter came to the southern gate of the city to ask if Governor Lundy's promise for an easy surrender would be kept. He had to take back the message that the city would be defended against attack, for the defenders had only contempt for their former governor, who had made the treasonable promise. The next day, Lord Strabane, a high-ranking Jacobite officer, was sent to offer terms to the city. It was an ultimatum, to which would not be carried out if the citizens submitted to James as their loyal sovereign. They would be pardoned, and Adam Murray, who received the message, would be commissioned a colonel in the army and receive the gift of £1,000. So they tried to buy the man. Murray's reply to the officer was, "The men of Londonderry have done nothing that requires a pardon, and no sovereign but King William and Queen Mary." When the encounter was reported to James, he returned to Dublin and left the siege in the hands of General Mount and Richard Hamilton, second in command. The siege began on April 20th with the battering of the city. It was soon on fire in several places, and many were crushed as their houses fell in on them when the cannons found their targets. At first, the people were shattered by new and horrifying experiences, but in the way of a humankind, they quickly adapted to their difficult and dangerous situation. Their spirit was so good that on April 21st, Mary led an attack on the besiegers. A bloody battle ensued, and Mormont in the head of the cavalry unit making for the scene was struck in the head by Murray's musket ball and killed. So they actually went outside the gates at night and fought them. Because of the obvious determination of the garrison to hold the city, the besiegers, after suffering many casualties, decided to starve the city and to surrender. An expedition was sent from Liverpool under the command of Lieutenant General Percy Kyle for the relief of Londonderry. Kyle's troops sailed on May 22nd, but storms at sea forced a long stop till June 13th at the Isle of Man. Then the ship sheltered off Rathlin Island, reaching the Foyle on June 14th. In the meantime, the Londonderry people were defending themselves with stubborn courage against the numerically stronger and more experienced military force. Distress had become acute. By June 8th, horseflesh was about the only meat to be purchased, and it was in very short supply. Tallow was a substitute food, and even that was doled out permissively. I'm actually going to look that word up, which I should have done sooner, but I'm going to do that now. Give me a second. Right. Adjunct. Very unwilling to spend money or very unwilling to use resources. So you were very lucky if you got a bit of that tallow, which is not really food. When on June 14th, the sails of cart ships could be seen by the sentinels on the roof of the cathedral, hope returned. But hope was turned to despair when signals sent between the city and the ships were misread by both. To break the deadlock, a messenger from the fleet managed to elude the Irish guards by diving under the boom and tell the garrison that Kyle had arrived with his troops, arms, ammunition, and provisions to relieve the city. But the joy of the message was followed by weeks of misery. For Kyle thought the imprudent to attack the besiegers, and he stayed inactive at the entrance of Lough Foyle for several weeks. Famine was rampant in the city, and pestilence had followed in the wake of the horrible hunger. 15 officers have died of fever in one day, and Governor Baker died days later. He was succeeded quickly by Colonel John Mitchelburn. When Dublin Castle heard of Kyle's appearance in Lough Foyle, it was decided that Richard Hamilton, who had succeeded Mormont, was not able enough for the command. Conor de Rosen, Marshal General of all His Majesty's forces, a title conferred on him by King James on his leaving Dublin, was appointed to take control of the siege of Londonderry. Rosen was regarded as a great soldier. He had been sent by Louis the Fifth. I'm going to guess out at ninth. I'm not brilliant at Roman numerals. Sorry. He arrived among the besiegers on June 19th, quickly to be made aware that not even a Marshal of France could defeat what he thoughtlessly described as a mob of country gentlemen, farmers, and shopkeepers, protected only by a wall that no engineer would describe as impregnable. Rosen soon found how stubborn the Protestants could be. The horrific story of the lengths to which the citizens went to stay alive and the physical pain and mental anguish they endured is an example of what people will suffer in a cause for which they believe fervently. Kyle's inactivity inactivity angered William and the Duke of Stockholm. About July 13th, Kyle received orders from Scumberg as Commander-in-Chief of the English forces in Ireland to relieve Derry at once. The Mountjoy, a merchant ship whose master was a Londonderry man, Michael Brown, had a large cargo of provisions. As his ship had been part of the convoy, he had been angrily attacked. He had angrily attacked Kyle and the army for their inactivity. Now he volunteered to take the Mountjoy through to bring succour to his fellow citizens. He was joined by Andrew Douglas from Coleraine, the master of the Phoenix, who carried a large cargo of meal from Scotland. The Dortmund, a frigate with 36 guns under the command of John Lake, later to become a famous admiral, was ordered to accompany them to provide protection. On July 28th, the ships made their perilous journey up the Foyle. The Mountjoy was in the lead when it reached the boom, and it went straight for it. The boom, intended to prevent ships from bringing relief to the city, was sighted between Charles Fort and Grange Fort. The Mountjoy broke the boom on 20th of July, 1689. There was no more prospect of starving the defenders into defeat. The failure of the siege was a disaster for James, and it destroyed all hopes of conquering the north and gave William a firm base in Ulster. The relieved city was bombarded for 3 days, but on about August the 1st, smoking ruins marked the camping places of the besiegers. They had retreated up the left bank of the Foyle towards Strabane, and the most memorable siege in British history had ended after days of fear, agony, and loss. The garrison had been reduced from 7,000 to 3,000 men. Lord Macaulay, in his History of England, when writing of the Siege of Londonderry, said, "A people which takes no pride in the noble achievements of remote ancestors will never achieve anything worthy of being to be remembered with pride by remote descendants." I'm going to say it again that I've got it through my head, and hopefully say it a little bit more eloquently. A people which takes no pride in the noble achievements of remote ancestors will never achieve anything worthy to be remembered with pride by their remote descendants. And this is something that I think we, in our community, in our streams, have alluded upon. And was definitely talked about in the previous stream with Sansom. Our young people have lost pride in the achievements of their forefathers, and that's not a good thing. Thank you, Rags. It seems I've been talking for like 50 minutes. Sorry, just one. Yes, Rags is from Coleraine. Rags is our pals helping me out. Thanks, me at 14. Yep. I will get the tallow is good for cooking fish and chips, but it would be nice to have some fish and chips and not just the tallow. Oh, I'm going to be going on to George, and yes, I do have that. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. We are indeed twerking on the shoulders of giants. And with that, I think I'm going to have a little bit of a musical interlude, chips and beef dripping. And yeah, that's a fitting musical interlude. I think. Now, what I will say about this we uh, before we get on this, by the way, there are differences between the Ulster version of this song and the Scottish version of this song. This is the Scottish version that you're going to get. Well, I can take that thing down. And here we go. Yes, we're going to have a little rendition of Derry's Walls. As I said, this is Scottish version, as you will see, because there's a Rangers crest on this. If you want to know the few differences, I'll get on that at some stage. But anyway, check this up. It is. Let me know if the audio's good. And have a look at this. The lyrics are on the screen, and have a look, see if you can pick out the bits that we were talking about earlier and how it fits into the song and how the song's used to convey our history.
The time has scarce gone round, boys, 300 years ago, when rebels on our Derry's walls their faces dare not show, when James and all his rebel band came up to Bishop's gate, with heart and hand and sword and shield, we forced them to retreat. We'll fight and don't surrender, but come when duty calls. With heart and hand and sword and shield, we'll guard old Derry's walls. When blood did flow and crimson streams full many a winter's night, they knew the Lord was on their side to help them win their fight. They nobly stood upon those walls, determined for to fight and gain the victory and raise the crimson high. They'll fight and don't surrender, but come when duty calls. With heart and hand and sword and shield, we'll guard old Derry's walls. At last, with one broadside, kind heaven sent they raid. The boom that crossed the foil was broke, and James he was dismayed. The banner, boys, that floated was run aloft with joy. God bless the hands that broke the boom and saved the apprentice boys. They'll fight and don't surrender, but come when duty calls. With heart and hand and sword and shield, we'll guard old Derry's walls.
I was on mute. Yes, there you go. So there you go. There was a little musical interlude. Right. I don't think Andy Stewart ever did do that at the White Feller Lounge. Willie Wookie. It is indeed. It is the Govan version. And for those of you that want to know what the big difference is, in the Ulster version, it's in the Scottish or Govan version, it's the crime's no surrender, surrender or you'll die, die, die. Whereas the Ulster version is, we'll fight and no surrender, we'll guard all Derry's walls. He could well have done. Donald, where's your trousers? So there you go. There's a little bit of a musical interlude, and I need to make a decision what I'm going to do now. And I think I'm going to swap onto St. George. And we're going to begin our St. George bit with a poem, which strangely enough is by yours truly. This is my St. George poem, and I'm about to get that up on the stream. Yep. Paddy Blair Main was Long Range Desert Group, became the SAS. Commanded the SAS whenever Sterling got taken prisoner. Right. Okay. Present. So we're now going to talk a little bit about St. George, because St. George's Day is coming up, and we're going to begin with a poem. There's my poem called St. George. If you want to find this, you'll find it. It's on the old poetry site. I'm not sure if I put a link in the description, but you'll find it. Anyway, we picture St. George with the caiman, because it wasn't really a dragon. Anyway, George, slayer of dragons, soldier of Rome, who against the emperor stood alone, ordered to reject Christ, he would not obey, so with his life he would pay. He gave his wealth to the sick and poor, then prepared for the ordeal he would endure. 23rd of April, the year 303, would be the date of George's destiny. A wheel of swords was the torture device. He died and was revived, not once but thrice. Throughout the ordeal, no repentance was saved, so they took him out and cut off his head. So that is my poem about St. George. I'll take that down. I go back to the studio. St. Patrick is well, there's one story that St. Patrick was Scottish, and there's one that he was Welsh. The only thing we can be certain about, and the fucker does, Paddy does have two graves, and he was never a saint. So there is all of that going on with the fake saint. Now, what we're going to do history of St. George. I'm going to have a look at the Britannica. Now, what I'm going to one of the things I want to get into here is whenever I wrote that poem about St. George, I obviously went in and did my research and looked up all about St. George, because I heard the basic stories and whatnot, and I found the whole story. It was relatively easy to find. It was complete and everything, but that was probably about 10 years ago. But it was relatively easy to find, and now I'm going to show you what the current thing that we find in Encyclopedia Britannica. St. Patrick was a Briton, and Britons were pre-Welsh and English. Actually, no. Whenever you look at the history, Willowoogie, Britain, uh, Britain was divided into separatized areas, and those areas gathered together and became England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Although Wales didn't want Wales, it's whenever it got so far, it got absorbed into England. So there was technically more different kingdoms in Britain whenever Patrick came over than there is currently. They were, although having said that, they did all sort of a way get on apart from the invading ones. Well, I am taking a screenshot of that to get checked out. Oh, holy fuck, I had to sneeze there. This is bad, people. I've been sneezing all week. It's not good. Good evening, Seeker. I'm not sure what that word even means, mate. There was quite a few revolts, and then there was an English Civil War, and there was all of that sort of stuff. And this is why I'm doing my series on the early kings and queens of Britain. We're around about the year 800. We'll get all of that. I think that 1381 revolt could have been the beginning of looking for voting rights and stuff like that, which took a hell of a long time to come to fruition. Right. Anyway, let's get back to St. George. This is what the Encyclopedia Britannica is currently telling us. That could probably do with a zoom in. So let's see what Encyclopedia Britannica is telling us about St. George. St. George flourished 3rd century, died traditionally Lydia, Palestine now, feast day 23rd of April. Was an early Christian martyr who during the Middle Ages became an ideal of martial valor and selflessness. He was a patron saint of England and Georgia, and is venerated as one of the 14 auxiliary saints, holy helpers. So at least the patron saint of England, unlike the patron saint of Ireland, is indeed a saint. Nothing of George's life or deeds can be established, but tradition holds he was a Roman soldier and was tortured and decapitated on their doctrines persecution of Christians in 303. Now, this should tell you everything you need to know about where our history is going, because this is Encyclopedia Britannica, and 10 years ago, they knew what had happened. It was not this bullshit of nothing of George's life and deeds can be established. His remains were taken to Lydda, now Lord Israel, the homeland of his mother, and were later transferred to the church that was built in his name there. Various relics reportedly are housed in both Western and Eastern churches worldwide. St. George's Chapel of Windsor Castle, for example, is said to have once held two fingers, part of the heart and part of the skull of the saint. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. I'm not even going to fuck it. But I'm done with Encyclopedia Britannica, and it's rewritten. I think that would have been post-Crusade. I need to check out exactly when the Crusades happened. But I would say, seeing as we had British people in the Middle East by then, the Crusades had finished, and it was again safe. But and there's a wonderful sexy emoji arriving in. Nothing you can't get in catch up, and I hope you had a really good night with the young lad, because Emma G had her son at WWE tonight for his birthday, and from what I've seen, it looked brilliant. Fuck me, no worries. No worries, Regs. No panic. Oh, yes, and WWE was amazing. Britannic lad. Britannic languages also Blythonic or British or Celtic, which we don't actually have Celtic languages, but we'll get there. Yes. Emma G can't talk but you can type, so we're good, and hopefully your voice will be recovered. And there's little wings. And what about you? Glad to have you here. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this from a company that makes flags and their version of the history of St. George. Right. Yep, that is large enough. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck. DJ's now going to be making everything AI. There we go. Right. History of St. George. And this is from Harrison Flagpoles, a UK manufacturer, who are doing a better job of retaining the history than fucking Britannica, which tells you everything you need to know about the state of academia in Great Britain, United Kingdom, in 2023. The St. George flag is a flag of England and is derived from the St. George cross, which dates back to the Middle Ages. The flag is a red centred cross on a white background and was used as a component in the design of the Union flag in 1606. More recently, many sporting events use the flag as a national symbol. Where does the St. George flag originate from? In the King's Crusade of Henry II of England and Philip II of France in 1188, red and white crosses identified English and French troops. The red on white becoming recognised as symbol of the Crusade, as did the Jerusalem cross in the 13th century. Numerous leaders of politics who wanted to associate themselves with the Crusades started to use it as a standard emblem. A historical tradition claims that Richard the Lionheart adopted the flag and the patron saint from Genoa during his crusade. Interestingly, we can trace back this idea back to the Victorian era and the common belief that we still repeat today. However, one cannot validate it as historically. It is widely used as St. George's flag today. The Church of England churches often fly St. George's flag with the arms of the diocese in the top left corner. The Earl Marshal officially requested this in 1938. Comparatively recently, sporting events across the world use the flag as the English national emblem at sporting events, including the football, cricket World Cups, Nations, and Six Nations. Interestingly, the English football team have decided to use a bastardized version of it on their football kit this year for their next big tournament, which is going down like a fucking fart in a spacesuit. The Queen's 90th birthday celebration in Windsor, the St. George's Cross flew from horseback alongside the flags of Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. The flag flies with the Union flag every the flag flies with the Union flag every St. George's Day. So who was George? St. George was born around the year 280 in what is now Turkey. He was a soldier and rose through the ranks of the Roman army. He ultimately became a personal guard of the Emperor Doctrine. George was executed on 23rd of April 303 and is buried in Lod in Israel. Notice how these people managed to have things straightened out, and this is what we believe happened. Not all this fucking nothing can be told. St. George slayed a dragon for which he is most known. According to the legend, the dragon guarded the only well in the town of Selene. To get water, the people of the town had to offer a human sacrifice every day to the dragon. Now, newsflash, the dragon wasn't a dragon that we would... it's not like a dragon on the Welsh flag with wings and stuff. The dragon itself would be a caiman, which is a small crocodile. One day they selected a princess to be killed. St. George, a knight from the Crusades, came into the town riding on his white horse. He dismounted, drew a sword, and killed the dragon, saving the princess's life. What happened was George had heard that there was this caiman in the river, and in order to get water, they threw somebody to the fucking caiman, and while it was eating that person, they drew their water out for the day while it was occupied, and off they went. George thought, this is a bit bad, and he thought instead of doing that, he would go down and just kill the fucking crocodile. So there's where the story comes from. In Britain, St. George, a Christian martyr, now represents traditional English chivalry and has inspired medals for bravery. For example, King George V created the St. George's Cross during the Second World War. It has become the highest award a civilian can earn. St. George's Day is on the 23rd of April. Christian churches, nations, countries, and cities that St. George is the patron saint of celebrate St. George's Day. The Feast of St. George. The Council of Oxford declared the day St. George's Day in 1222. Later in 1348, St. George became the patron saint of England. In 1415, England declared a day of national feast and holiday. After the Union of Scotland at the end of the 18th century, because we had two acts of union, people, we had the act of union between Scotland and England, and then we had, which formed Great Britain. Wales by this stage had been absorbed into England, not a real country, but there you go. And then about 100 years later, you had the second act of union, which created the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. And then in 1921, whenever Ireland had partition, it became the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which reminds me, while we're on this sort of subject, there was somebody putting a chat about why the song was Derry and not Londonderry. Londonderry at that stage had only been called Londonderry for a very small amount of time. It was originally Derry, and then whenever a lot of people, whenever it became walled, it gained the name of Londonderry because it was British traders that created the walls and created the walled city. And the city's name changed. It had a name change. After the Act of Union of Scotland, the tradition diminished. There is no national holiday on this day anymore. For several years more, and by the way, St. Patrick's Day in Northern Ireland is not a public holiday. I'm not sure what the score is in Wales and Scotland for David and Andrew, whether or not they have a public holiday. I think it's probably a bank holiday, but I'm not sure. For several years, many people had been protesting for St. George's Day to become a national holiday again, just like how Ireland celebrates St. Patrick's Day and Scotland celebrates St. Andrew's Day. Well, to be totally honest with you, I have no fucking clue whether or not Ireland has a public holiday for Patrick because I take no interest in what they do down there in a different country. The national holiday grew to be a big celebration across England. There were parties and parades, flying the flag and the people wearing red roses on their lapel. These celebrations still happen across the country. Now schools, shops, post offices and organisations are still open for business as usual. Now, this was written in 2017, I believe, so this will be a bit out of date. This year is on a Sunday. There are celebrations taking part all over the country with a gigantic feast in Trafalgar Square. The Trafalgar Square thing is going on this year, and I believe that's on a Sunday. You would need to check that up. Medieval festivals and many English heritage sites and street parties and parades across the country. That's a brief overview. And what I am going to say here is actually quite important. See to all you English people, if you want, bank holidays. Oh, Nottingham City Council have a big St. George's flag on their council building. Good. Emma G helped me out as ever. This year St. George's Day is on a Tuesday. I think whenever I looked up events, the big one in London, which by the way is free to everyone. If you're in England close to London, you want to get down for that, get down to that. People, we cannot simultaneously complain that our customs and traditions don't get a look in, and also not attend or create events. So please find your local events for St. George's Day. If not, see what you can invent. And if this is too short notice for creating an event for your family, friends, or whatever, start planning for next year. Just imagine what the fuck would happen in the culture war if people like us actually turned up. Because what we do is we don't attend events, we don't create events, and then we complain that there are no events. So we need to actually, if you're waiting for the council or the government or whatever to give you back your traditions, you're going to be waiting a long fucking time. They're never going to do that. They're never going to just give you them back. You're going to have to fight for them. You're going to have to create them. So that's my 2 pence worth on that. With that, I want to see what else was there. Yeah, I've done the St. George's poem. And the other thing I'm going to say about that is, yeah, oh, there is no catch. London's having a day of music at Trafalgar Church, celebrate being English and St. George's Day. Oh, fuck. Packers Works having George Crosses. Love it. Love it. I'll tell you what the catch is. People started fucking complaining and saying you have events for this, that, and the other, and we want our one done. And approximately 10 years ago, they got the London Mayor's office got forced into having an event. Right. Now, are you talking about £10 million for events or a different type of 10 mil? Because them things is not the same. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do two things. I'm going to have another musical interlude. I think we'll have a little bit of a sea shanty. And I'm also going to stick the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come on and have a talk, a chat. All right, I'll just find myself a nice musical interlude song. Advertisements and shit. Hopefully you cannot hear that shit. Well, you can't now because I've silenced the beast. It's still fucking wanting to give me more advertisements. I'm not impressed with the whole advertisement thing. Oh, fuck off. I can't believe this. All I did was put it back to the start of the video and it gave me another dose of advertisements that I did not want or ask for or need or care about. It's just interfering with my show. This is totally uncalled for and out of order. I will make a complaint to the management. Where's Fix Logic? Yes, hopefully Fix will turn up. Yes, Fix was indeed a hoot. Hashtag, I would love to see that. I would fucking love it. No, Willie Wookie, not Drunken Sailor. Here we go. It's coming up now.
Alright, if the wind was in our sails, we'd be alright. If the wind was in our sails, we'd be alright. If the wind was in our sails, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the Oh, well, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old. We'll roll the old. We'll roll the old. And we'll all hang on behind. Well, another festival wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, another festival wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, another festival wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old. We'll roll the old. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old. We'll roll the old. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Mr. DJ, what about you, chum?
Like, yeah. By the way, talking about like musical interludes and whatnot. So, Justice sent some stream finished there. I was like, so
I've seen that clip.
Oh, you've seen it? Oh,
yeah,
mate,
yeah,
just
and
glorious.
if Clive wants to come on and talk to him about any of that, he is very fucking welcome.
Like, all you have to do on that website, though, literally, all you have to do is type in whatever the fuck you want. I typed in initially a homosexual rap about a Scottish man called Clive. Oh, mate. Like, I said to Sensen before I left his backstage thing, which is still going on, by the way. Like, well, this is in there with Sensen and whomever else. But I said,
Are they still talking backstage?
Yeah. The last thing I said to Sensen was, I have done a pretty good job at ruining Clive's life, but you have just inserted terminal cancer into the mix because he's fucked now. I mean, I did the one about like the one I just said there, but then I wrote another one. I didn't do anything. I just typed it in, and it's a man called Clive from Scotland with gonorrhea, and then it's like 4 different versions came up. Some country rock, some dance tune, some like emotional classic material and whatnot. Oh, mate, this website is going to be dynamite going forward. That's all I'm saying.
You've got a nice new toy to play with.
Yeah.
For creating all sorts of madness.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Oh, what a website! What a website!
Excellent. There's somebody has just arrived in the chat. Fixological Lush. I'm going to guess that would be a Mr. Musical Al Mac. Evening, sir. I'm going to do some. I need to do something in a minute that's sort of about him. Will only take a minute. But before I come on, before I get on that, DJ, am I correct in saying that this is very close to the anniversary of Culloden?
Yeah, that was last week.
Oh,
yeah. Wait, I fucking, that was the 16th. Do you know the thing about that annoyed me is like the 16th fell on a Tuesday, and I live like 5 minutes away from Culloden. Now, had I known there was some sort of procession going on at Culloden, I would have gone. But right. I just assumed that it was going to be at the weekend or whatever. There was no advertisement for it.
Well, see, this is where the problem is. Any of the events that we do have for us do not get any advertisement. And if it's an event for fucking the newcomers, everybody gets to hear about that.
Yeah. There was... wait a second, let me type it into my channel. There was something, 2 seconds.
Right. Oh, here, if you want to go and find something about that, I could do this thing for Fixo Lush.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's.
Yep, you find that.
I've got it. I'll put it on when you're finished, though.
This will take a minute. Al Mac, you know the way you've been at me to get a voice recording over? Well, anyway, I've got a quit. I'm going to do this live and a cappella. It's not the recording you're getting, but let me know whether or not this is any use for turning into a song, and we can also get the chat's involvement in this. This is called My Good Friend Son Tazoo. The battered bastards of Bastogne, the centurion from early Rome, sent to stand on Hadrian's wall, lest that mighty empire fall. You ask what links these men with me? I too was once a century who had my choices dare go, but stood my ground and just said, no. This line in sand you shall not cross. I accept all types of personal loss, but one thing I shall never do is leave my post in fear of you. And I've been reading up on my good friend, Son Tazoo. Lose a pawn to take a rook, lose a rook to take a queen, then you dance your knights in circles and you encircle the king. Though the board itself is complex, there are choices there for you if you just follow the teachings of my good friend, Son Tazoo. Know yourself, but not opponent. Sometimes win, sometimes lose. No opponent, no not self. That's the same game. Play it again. Know yourself, no not opponent. Know yourself, know your opponent. Some advantage will be found. Know not self, know not opponent. You'll be driven to the ground. Take a pawn to lose a rook to take a queen. Then you dance your knights in circles and you encircle the king. Though the board itself is complex, there are choices are for you if you just follow the teachings of my good friend, Son Tazoo. Right. That's out of the road. Yeah, Al, do you want that recorded out properly and sent over to you? Yep. Right, there you go. DJ, what did you got about the is this something about Culloden you've got?
This was the thing that like on the actual anniversary, the thing that I was on about that I missed. I had no idea this was going on, but credit where it's due. Quite a few people did turn up. But I will say about your wee poem there. I don't appreciate that, Mr. 42, mate. You're trying to outdo me with the fast spitting of thy bars. Nothing. All right, no, right. It's well known for some, anyway. No, all that. I used to write my own wee raps and whatnot.
Yes.
Don't ever try to step on my toes, sir, or we'll have a rap battle live on air.
No. I do very, very little of the rap type poems.
Yeah, but poetry I think rap and poetry are the same thing unless you're like a dickhead rapping about bitches.
Right. Well, the difference between commercial rap and poetry is one of them has got a meaning to all the words and one of them's got a meaning to a third of the words.
Yeah.
Also, your man Cooper Clarke, who everybody thinks is a fucking amazing poet, whenever you who spits all his poems out in one big long fucking try out. There's no breaks or anything, because if he was to actually slow it down and let you listen to what he was saying, you would find that there's probably a fifth of it makes any sense.
I can believe it. Can't believe it. But yeah, I'll agree with you. Like even with like, I don't like 70 to 80% of rap, but the ones that the rap songs that I don't like any particular artist in particular. It's more songs, specific songs, and it's if they've got any meaning. Most of them are like, my bitches, I went to the shop with my bitches. Nah, I'm all right, mate. Don't want to hear about that. Like
the one Eminem did over the top of somebody else's song, Stan.
Stan's good, but my favorite Eminem song is Beautiful. I don't know if you know that one.
That one I don't know, but Stan is a decent song. It's got a meaning. There's all
Yeah,
that to it.
but Beautiful's or Going Through Changes. There's two songs where he speaks about drug addiction and whatnot.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Eminem that's just fucking shite. You know, it's not.
That said, though, it can't be denied there's not a better wordsmith out there than him. You can't. I'm sorry. I won't. I will. I will die in that hill. Eminem, as far as like, there's no like even like I don't know if you ever seen his video. That there's a video of him and he's on some talk show where he's talking about the way that he puts rhymes together, and then he starts going on about how he managed to rhyme orange with door hinge and whatnot. I'm like, who even thinks like that? You know, like, but nah, incredible man for his rhymes, but he's a cuck, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this video here is this was.
Yeah.
This was the 16th, just a few days ago.
That is class, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking raging. Sorry, coughing. Raging that I didn't know that was going on. There was like nothing advertised about it. I mean, yeah, you could have argued that I should have assumed something would be going on the 16th, but there was nothing advertised. Well, even their Kaylee, they had a Kaylee.
Yeah,
but that was
right. For those of you not from Scotland or Ulster, a Kaylee is an event where everybody socializes with tea, coffee, whatever. There's no alcohol at it.
No, and I just have a wee dance. Boy.
Yeah, you have a dance, you have a bit of food, a little bit of non-alcoholic beverages, and that way nobody ends up trying to beat the hell out of anybody.
Yeah, that was advertised for this weekend.
Yeah.
So I think it was tonight actually. But like, so as far as I was aware, the procession and whatnot would have taken place at the weekend, but it was only like the next day, so the 17th, Wednesday, that I see the videos coming out. So I was pretty pissed off at that because, as I say, I live 5 minutes from there. I would have gone there, no bother.
Right. On the plus side, for next year, you now know to look out for it.
But every other year I've known to look out for it. You know what I mean? There was nothing advertised for this year at all.
Okay. Well, is it normally at the weekend? Is this a change?
It's give or take,
Yeah, it's give or take,
right? And whatnot, you know.
It's not set in stone.
Yeah, because mountain men, mate. we live in the mountains, so
yeah. I'm guessing that also probably goes back to do with what you had to do with your livestock or your land or whatever, what you were farming or the love went right. This year we're doing it on this date. This year we're doing it this date or this day because that's what's going to work for the majority of people.
Yeah, I mean, you could say as well on top of that though that like naturally some people are always going to attend all on the anniversary and whatnot. But
Yeah.
there was just no advertisement. So I'm a bit glad that I didn't get to attend to that. But some years they have reenactments. They didn't do that this year. I'm assuming. I think we're in 2024. I think it's 2026 will be the
Fuck.
280th anniversary. So they'll
That would-
probably put on some big show for that, which will involve a reenactment.
Yeah,
So I
that would
look forward to
be a really hard reenactment to watch.
They've done it before. I'm pretty sure there's videos on YouTube of reenactments.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not doubting that they've done it, but
oh, you mean hard? Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
get you. Like,
it's,
have you ever you've been to Scotland, haven't you?
yeah, I've been
Have
to
you been to
Scotland.
Culloden Battlefield?
I haven't been to that battlefield, but I've drove through the Highlands, and so
But
I have
see-
an idea of the landscape.
Yeah, but no, like see Culloden Battlefield, like it was just at the end of last year. I've walked around Culloden Battlefield quite a few times, and there's multiple paths to take when you walk around it. Right, so I've gone with my dog a few times, I've taken my missus a few times, but this particular time we took a specific path, me, my missus, and the dog, and I stumbled across something that I'd never stumbled across in my maybe 9-10 times being there before, and it was this placard that said, "This is where the Argyll Highlanders perched behind the wall," and right in front of where this placard is, you can see the remnants of a wall. Then it goes into a bit of detail, and it says that the Argyll Highlanders picked off the Jacobites that tried to retreat after they realized that the Highland charge wasn't going to work, So even our own people back then in the day were in some capacity were, dare I say, treacherous, betrayal in the highest order. In many respects, they were picking them off. They'd been equipped. I went home and I did some digging on it because I'd never heard of this before. They'd been equipped with the same equipment that the redcoats had. What they were picking them off as they ran away, but it was horrible to just to picture it. When you're reading it, it's like, so they're vastly outnumbered, they're vastly outgunned, pardon the pun. And then they're running away and they're getting shot by their own people. It's like, fuck.
Was a large part of the problem not that one side had muskets and the other side had
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. The Argyll Highlanders had muskets as well, and they were perched behind a wall. And see, when you do the walk around Culloden Battlefield, it's only then you sort of understand. Like you see the flags, right? The flags are positioned to show you where the front line of the redcoats were. They show you the front line of where the Jacobites were. But so I can't really explain it verbally or what. You'd have to see it for yourself. But to put it this way, so there was absolutely no way that the Jacobites realized, oh fuck, we're fucked. They couldn't run away. They were going to get shot, and the vast majority of them did get shot. If they weren't killed by the redcoats, they were killed by the Argyll Highlanders, and there was a placard dedicated to their position, perched behind this wall that must have been the foundations of some old cottage or something. I don't know, but it's still there to this day. The remnants of it, but that's so yeah, to your point, if they did a reenactment, fuck, it's pretty hard away.
Even without knowing that, it would just to me, the idea that anybody can take troops who are obviously dedicated, obviously more brave than they are sensible, and charge them with swords against muskets. That's fucking ridiculous.
It is. Like Yeah, you can sing the praises of the Highlanders and whatnot, and
Oh.
bum them up and go, "Oh, you're so ballsy," but no, come on, mate, you're a bit daft. Like, come on, it epitomizes the old cliche. It's bringing a knife to a gunfight, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing about it is that the men, I don't know exactly how clan structure works, but I'm guessing there's people that are in charge, and the majority of the people are like the foot soldiers. But the people who brought them to a front line, seen their men with swords, seen the other side with muskets, should have went, fuck this, we need to not do this. We need to go away and get ourselves armed properly before we even try this.
Yeah, exactly. And as a result, they were shot by the Argyle Highlanders.
Yeah, and that's
so they were cornered effectively.
Yeah,
and then even some of the ones that did manage to escape, even to this day, and I'll save the video on my Telegram and I'll show you. It's quite cool actually. For 2 seconds. Just keep talking for 2 seconds, and so I can mute and find this.
Yep, not a problem. But my point in all this is that it's definitely no disrespect to the Highlanders. Those were those were warriors. But I definitely have issues with the people who were in charge of them and put them in that position.
And that's what, remember, like back in the day, that was my argument with Sansom. Like, and he deliberately misinterpreted me, and then obviously our end of the month stream was born as a result of it with your intro. But all I was trying to say in that regard was that, like, if you read the history of the Jacobites, they marched down to, was it Devon? I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a spy who was part of Bonnie Prince Charlie's like upper echelons of fucking, like military personnel, who told him, Bradford, I think it was actually, they said to him, or he said to Bonnie Prince Charlie, that if you march down to London, you're going to be met with like 50,000 troops. So you're going to get eviscerated. So I would advise you retreat. His name was Dudley Bradstreet. He was a spy. He was Irish, by the way, but he was a British crown spy. So obviously the Jacobites retreated, or turned back, went back up to Culloden, and then the rest is history. My point to Sansom was, had they continued to march down to London, today might be a different story. The likelihood is, obviously we wouldn't be alive and whatnot. I understand that, but like, that's all I was trying to say. And then I had to endure his bombardment. Like, it's like, mate, it's not. I'm just saying.
Well,
things would have been different, because there was like the British Empire was not the British Empire. Sorry, like the British were dealing with shit. Out of Britain. They were dealing with shit on mainland Europe and whatnot. They did not have those soldiers waiting down in London. They didn't. It was a lie in order to get the Jacobites to turn around.
Well, the other question is the French who fucking put the Jacobites up there, and the Pope who financed it all, why did they not send any fucking men?
No, they were sending. They had planned to send arms.
This is a common thing with the French and the Jacobites. They keep on meaning to send men and arms, but they never.
I can't speak enough, purely because I'd have to go and rehash my memory, but I'm pretty sure they had intended to, but they didn't get there on time. I don't know if there was something. I can't remember that. But there was no, to your point, there was a plan apparently for the Jacobites and the French to sort of butt fuck England, but it didn't happen.
Well, see, the Jacobites and the French were the same people that funded and put
Derby. Robert Ingram, you're right, it's Derby.
Anyway, King James, who we were talking about earlier, that tried to take Londonderry, which is also where you thought I was talking about Culloden whenever I said about the Jacobites being the rebel scum, which part of the song, but it was a different batch of Jacobites. And also, but there does seem to be a thing where the French have riled up the Jacobites, promised them all sorts, pretty much what the West has done with Ukraine, and then left them to fend for themselves in the face of not even just overwhelming odds. Like what happened to Culloden was a travesty. Sansom's just right then. His green room must have finished.
About time. But yeah, no, check out this wee video, The last thing we'll say on it, but
Oh, right, yes.
Because it is history, It's honestly to the day.
Yep, they're bullet holes.
Muskets, yeah. So yeah, just to show that. So that's a church in Inverness. So some of the Jacobites that did manage to escape that absolute slaughter, they retreated to that church in Inverness, and they were led out when the redcoats found out where they were. It's actually an Outlander for anybody that's watched Outlander, but it was sort of obviously commercialized for TV purposes. But it was based on this. They were led out one by one from this church and shot on the spot, and some of the musket holes are still around the doorframe to this day. So yeah. So you had two choices. You get shot by your own people, the Argyle Highlanders, or you run away and then retreat to a church and get shot.
This treachery between the clans.
Their undoing.
Right, yeah, but that's not the first time that's happened.
No, is it? Fuck, it's nature,
right,
isn't it?
Right, you've got the whole thing with the Campbells.
No, Glencoe boy.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong as well, even the Redcoats, like that, the Redcoats wasn't just a bunch of fucking English people in red coats, was it? It was the lowlands of Scotland.
Yeah,
for the most part,
They recruited from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of Scottish people that were wearing those fancy red coats back in the day, but it's just like illiterate historians will try to perpetuate a narrative that it was just English killing Scots. No, it was Scots killing Scots. That's the fucking biggest problem that Scotland's ever had since its existence as a nation. Yeah, we've always had issues with the English. We've always had issues from outside interference and whatnot. But Scotland's biggest problem has always been fucking Scottish people. You know what I
mean? There's been a bit of that right across Britain.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, I'm continually learning because I'm going through this history for the show as well, but I also wanted to learn it myself anyway. But the more I see that, it seems like to me from the early parts we were fragmented, we began to drift together, and we eventually did come together as sovereign countries that were cooperating. And from then up until I would say 1970s, late 70s, early 80s, we struggled with poverty, the working class did. And eventually, whenever they started to get something, we created a generation that actually had something that always had a shoe for each foot and didn't have holes in them, and had food all the time and stuff. And then that generation suddenly starts barking on about their white privilege, and they have totally forgot about all the struggles it went to give them the platform that they got.
White privilege. That shit annoys me.
Yeah,
For obvious reasons. But here's another thing in your chat, like, and it was in Sensim's chat as well. Like, Hasdock just said it there, but I don't think it was him in Sensim's chat going on about it was the Normans that caused all our problems. I don't think so. Like,
no. I tell you what, we got out of the Normans, fucking brick buildings.
But like the Normans, like even like Robert the Bruce, obviously, Norman Knight, if you will, half Norman, half Scottish. But the Normans didn't create our problems. Like,
well,
it's human nature in fact, I would even go a step further than that and say it's just fucking. And there's not a word for it, so I'm going to have to make up a fucking term on the spot. I'll just call it nature.
Yeah.
But my point is, though, that like, if there was ever a hypothetical where tigers and lions preside in the same place, if a tiger roamed into a lion's den or vice versa, the same principles would apply. But no, it wasn't Normans that created our woes.
Well,
the same way the Vikings didn't create our woes. There was woes from day dot as far as history goes back, going all the way back to the fucking Romans. You know what I mean? Like, no. I don't agree with
the
that
other thing
Paul.
is that whenever the Normans come over and took over,
but they didn't really. Not up here.
Yeah. Oh well, they didn't bring their own working class with them. What happened?
No, they didn't.
The people at the very top changed. It was it's like you work in a factory and you get a new boss. Everything all continued on pretty much as it had done for the peasantry, but the people at the top changed. And part of our undoing is not understanding that, because although we went from Saxon to Norman to Tudor to the Scots, or the current royal family that we've got, Hanover, whatever, our working class and general population didn't change until about it began to change about 1960.
Yeah.
It's the general population stayed the same. With its own regional variations and cultures and traditions and all of that, and rivalries. But it's put across that we changed as a people X amount of times. But no, the actual peasant, the Anglo-Saxon peasantry and the Norman peasantry were the exact same fucking people. As were the Tudor peasantry. It was a change at the top, but not at the bottom.
Yeah. I don't know why people. No, I mean, I don't want to like throw shit or whatever. I'm just like simply saying it, innocuous as it is. I don't understand why people keep saying shit. I've had arguments in the past, but like people are going on about like remember that Saramer guy?
Oh fuck!
Going on about like the fucking Vikings and that. Like, mate,
none
of these people really put a dent in the fabric of the fucking country. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have an idea as to why there's PBC in. I have an idea as to why Stammer hasn't returned. He was given an invite on for the 1st of January 2025.
Yeah.
Because according to him, the rapture will have happened by then. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, dude, I hope you're going to come on the first stream after your time for that.
Yeah, do us a wee favour, bud. Fire the link in your chat one more time and see if Sense or PBC will jump on.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. But
yes, there it is. If either of you other two rapper mates or anybody else wants to jump in. Yeah. Well, there's going to be a maximum of like 4 or 5.
Well, I think you can only.
'Cause,
Yeah, I think you can only have 6 on stream mode anyway. But like,
yeah, you can, but
unless you pay for it.
honestly, any more than like 4, and it becomes unmanageable.
It
And you
can't.
also,
It depends. It depends who you've got on.
well, the other thing is, I feel like a bit of a fraud because you bring people on there and they've got to fucking sit there and say nothing because they don't get a chance.
yeah.
You know, it's
Well, yeah. The more people that are on, the more the onus becomes on the host to make everybody feel welcome.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's I don't know. There's been some streams I've been on, and some cunts just don't shut up. Like, but then there's other times like I've been on streams, even if I'm hosting, and there's like somebody just won't say anything, and I'm like, why are you on my stream? Like, fuck off. Oh, here he is. For old time's sake, go on, mate. My long-haired dickhead.
Hello there. How's it going this evening? God, I can't keep it up. You ruined it before you even started.
Go on. Don't blame me, cunt.
Here, Sansom, I hear your green room after show lasted a bit as long as your stream.
I tell you what, it was a good chat. I had a great chat with PBC and James Ayworth. It was a good chat, to be honest. Really good. I've literally, and then the other 5 minutes I was pissing because I must have let a gallon loose. I bet Durham River's flooded now.
And on PBC yourself.
Yes. Oh, well, I've got DJ and PBC. We have an amazing thing here in Belfast today, which will surprise both of you. We had a day with no rain.
Well, that is fucking surprising.
Well, do you know, I spoke to a woman because I was on the UNN chat earlier and I was talking about being in Glasgow and how sunny it was. And she's from Belfast and she said exactly the same thing. Sunny all day, beautiful weather.
Yep. No. But that actually reminds me when we were at that funeral, and I can't remember. You're a big brain, PBC. You'll help me out here. Remember that couple that we met, who were from Northern Ireland, and this guy was he was top quality banter, but he was ranting off all these places that we should visit if we're ever back over there. Can you remember any of the names?
No, but he did say I think it was Billy and Agnes, the couple.
Yeah.
They said, I think the loch that 42 was talking about that he'd been with Emma G was one of the places.
Loch Earn.
Yep, I think that was one of them.
Yep.
You remember that?
Because DJ had said that he liked lochs, and that was one of the places. It was just outside Belfast. I can't remember where it was they were from. The name of the wee village.
No, either can I, to be honest. But no, it was like we spoke to them for quite a while, waiting for the fucking.
Oh, we were there. We were there an hour early.
Doors, but no, they had the. To be honest, mate, 42. We were on about Oxus and all that. They just sounded like you, but a bit older. But no, he was singing the praises of his homeland, rightfully so. But no, next time we're over there, we're going to Lochs, and if you don't like it, then go fuck yourself. You're still coming anyway.
Yep. The PB, right? Are people dropping out by themselves? Because I don't do anything to kick anybody.
No, I don't know. Yeah, no, probably.
I don't know what happened. PBC disappeared. Maximilian came in and then went straight out again. There's Max, and I think that's PBC back.
Is she? Yay!
Yes. Yay!
I don't know what happened there. It binned me.
Yeah, the boom up. But silence. Sansom.
Can you hear me?
Shut up. Sorry, Sansom. Do it again.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Your intro. Restart your intro from scratch.
Right here, 1 second. I want to say hello to Maximilian.
No. You get to him in a minute. Sansom, I want to hear it.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but we need to hear Neil Oliver before we can speak to you. So, Neil, mate, come on. Get in your character here. Come on. Hello.
Hello there. Good evening, and it's really good of you to invite me onto the stream this evening because I was posturing and postulating to myself earlier on, being a historian and an archaeologist, of course. I was just thinking how much of a societal change all of these things that have been brought against us works in sometimes also in our favour. I have a great hope, and my hope is born from the people of these Scottish Highlands, you know. So there you go. I can't keep it up. Sorry, guys, you carry on.
You're still to be honest though, mate, you're still gonna get like one or two. Fortitude is gonna get like one or two comments the next day. That's fucking O'Neill. What the fuck?
Right. I'm going to try to explain what's happening. Max, welcome aboard. Glad to have you on. The fellow with the name of Neil Oliver is actually called Sansom. He's not the famous Neil Oliver, but he does do a good impersonation. Max, what about you, chum?
What about what now?
What about you? How you doing?
Oh gosh, thank you for having me on. First off,
You're very welcome. For those of you that don't know, I know Max from Dave Waffle House stream, and it's his first time over here, so you're welcome to the madness. This is a totally different madness to the Waffle House, but it's good.
awesome. Sounds like a lot of fun. What's the subject matter?
It changes every 10 seconds, but we were talking about Scottish history and stuff, but it's changing at the moment.
Right.
And generally society in general.
Did you Super Dave 44 came on and he had a list of like 30 historical things that happened on this date. I mean, it was outrageous, the stuff that happened on this date. It truly was. I wish I would have kept the list. Anybody interested after this is over, go over to Super Dave and look at his live feed. My God, his last one, it just went on and on. There was more than 30.
Oh,
really, how can I say it? Important things like Kennedy being shot, all kind. I mean, you name it. It just went on, and I went, "Oh my God! All this happened on this day." It's pretty wild.
It's actually quite surprising because I've done that a couple of times where I've checked out what's happening on this day, and you'll find that there's dates where there's like 7 or 8 different terrorist attacks on different years from different terrorist campaigns across the world that all happened on that day. It turns out that in recorded history, there's a shit lot's happened, and we've only got 365 dates. So they stack up.
I just Columbine shooting.
Yep. So here, Max, where in the world are you at?
Where am I?
Yeah.
North Carolina, USA, South Central North Carolina, just above the South Carolina line.
What sort of weather are you getting over there at the moment?
What kind of what?
Weather.
It's warm? It's whited out. The sky is whited out and it's humid. You can't see anything. It's just a white sky. It's not cloud cover. It's that plasmatic bullshit they spray up in there. Right.
And it's hot and humid?
It's warm and humid. It's not really hot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It really is. It's nasty. It's got a nasty smell to it.
Yeah. Do you live in like quite a rural area?
Well, right now I'm occupying a condo that the wife and I had bought. We sold the big house and moved over here to get her closer to the grandbabies. And then she came down with cancer and passed away. And I've been occupying this. I have a mountain house up in the western part of North Carolina that I'll be moving to within the next 2 weeks. I'm just vacating. I'm vacating the city. I'm headed to the rural. I'm headed to the country, baby. I mean, it is country. It's 40 minutes for me to go get provisions from my mountain house. I've had it for about 42 years, and I always knew I was going to retire there. I just thought I'd retire there with my son and my wife and my daughter and her children, my grandchildren. But to make a long story short, my wife came down ill with cancer, and I was tending to her. She was bedridden, and we got a call from Redding, California, that my son had passed 2 weeks before my wife passed, and I had to tell her that while she lay there.
Oh,
This has been the
shit.
toughest damn wow. I'm telling. And then 2 days ago, I had a problem with the throat. I couldn't get rid of it. I thought I had a little bit of strep, so I kept doing all the protocols that would have easily gotten rid of it. It didn't go away, so I go to the clinic, and they won't take my insurance. I'm like, well, okay, where do I go? And the doctor said, don't worry about that. I hear something in your voice. I want to look at that. He looked at it and said, you got a tumor. Go to the hospital. Go to the emergency room. I went, good God. I go there, and the little girl looks at the lady, good looking doctor boy. She looks at it and she says, you got cancer. Good God Almighty. Here we go. So that's been my my little journey over the last 8 months.
Ooh, holy shit, my heart.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. So now
My-
I'm in. I've already got a pretty good sized sack of really dank cannabis, and I've got to get a rice cooker and some Everclear and turn that into oil. And I'm looking for, it's medically legal here in North Carolina. So I'm looking for a doctor that'll write a script. Most of them are cowards and won't do it. But I'm going to find one. And if I don't, I'm going to Oregon. It's legal there. I can buy a pound there for fucking $800 of dank weed, cook up my own oil. And I've got a lovely friend up there that I've just got correspondence with who's willing to put me up. So I'm gonna fight it with cannabis oil and apricot seeds.
Yeah.
Yep.
I honestly
get my body to an alkaline state. Now that's the first thing I did. I went and bought everything I needed to get my body directly to an alkaline state. And I just got through gargling with apple cider vinegar with mother. Whoo! It burns like hell, but by God, is it good for you?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna beat this. I'm not asking for pity, y'all. I'm gonna beat this. I didn't go through all that shit to turn around and die. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I for some reason I've always known I was going to live to at least 93. So you got 33 more years of my crap to put up with.
Brother,
Yes,
just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep going.
I got to keep a positive attitude. Placebos go both ways. You can talk yourself into being sick. You can talk yourself into being well. So I got to keep a positive attitude. Now, don't get me wrong. My emotions in the past 2 days have been up and down. I've been mad at the world. I've been sad at the world. I've been, you name it, silly. Just everything's been rushing through me, and kind of wild, y'all. This is a wild ride, but I'm gonna make it through it, and I'm gonna enjoy that mountain house for a good long while once I get up there, y'all. I'm gonna do it. Up there. The beauty of it up there is I have to search for a mild 4G LTE signal. I literally have to position my phone in a certain place in the house or out in the yard just right to be able to barely get a signal. So I'm out of the wash of that. And if you don't mind, I'd like to tell you another little story. No shit, if you got a minute.
Yep, work away.
Okay. All right, no stuff. I'm going through all the logistics, and it's a nightmare to get all your accounts right and had to claim stock and all this other stuff. I was going through all that stuff. I had to go to the UPS store about every day, do about $30 worth of logistics there each and every day. And anyways, I look at my phone one day, and it's one of these brand new damn Samsung. I noticed, oh, God, my little icon is showing 6G. Now, I've got 5G here, but it's showing 6G. What the hell? I'm so busy, I didn't think much more about it. And 2 days later, I'm at the UPS store, and I had my first panic attack ever. I lost it. I lost it. I was standing in the middle of the UPS store. There's probably 20 other customers there, and I'm bawling. I'm shaking. I'm bawling. I can't do nothing. My mind's scrambled. Like, what the hell is going on with me?
How was your breathing?
I'm sorry?
How was your breathing? Were you able to breathe okay?
Yeah. I don't remember that much. I know I didn't notice that, so I guess it was okay. And what was ironic is my daughter runs the Y over there near there, and YMCA, and she had come there to to next door was Jersey Mike's sandwich shop. She was buying sandwiches for the crew, and she noticed me in there. And I had just started my panic attack. I was losing. And she comes running in the room. Oh my God, Daddy, what's the matter? I'm having my first panic attack. This is crazy. I've never felt this. And she says, come on, Daddy. She's a little embarrassed, I'm a big old gruff guy. She's not used to seeing me cry. And I'm doing that in front of people. So she drags me out on the sidewalk. Hell, there's more people out in the parking lot than there was inside. And I'm standing there. I'm like, I got to go. I got to go, Christine. I got to get the hell out of here. She says, well, Daddy, you want me to take you home? I said, no, I'm okay. I can drive. She said, I'll follow you. Okay, well, that's fine. Thank you, sweetheart. So we get here to the condo where Weezy wanted to be, and my wife. And I say my byes to her, this, that, and the other. And I look down at my phone. It's 5G. Oh, well, man, I said 5G. And the minute I walked in this apartment condo, 6G pops up. I went, what the hell? And then I thought, well, I'll be damned. Weezy had the High Dollar Spectrum, which is our cable company, that had a modem in there about a foot tall, big old black thing. I went in there and I unplugged that damn thing. Boom, gone. A week later, this came up in my throat. Do I think I was targeted? I think I was. Do I think my wife was targeted? I think I was. Do I think my son was driven to madness and died out in Redding, California? Yeah. I think I've been a targeted individual, y'all. I've been on this a long time. I went against architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. My accreditations are similar to theirs, and I know better. And they were lying to the people, and I went up against them hard. And since then, I've lost 19 channels. They pulled down 19. I only know one other channel that's had that many pulled down. That would be Jamie Lee of A Plain Truth. And they just found him dead on his ranch. He's a perfectly healthy man. He's just found dead in his golf cart. So, yeah, I think I was targeted. I think I've been targeted. I think I am being targeted. So, but I don't know that. That's just my hypothesis. But that's just thought I'd throw that out there, y'all. Y'all know what's going on. It's pretty crazy, man. This is a crazy, crazy world we're dealing with.
Where the fuck did this 6G come from?
Listen, man, I was telling my buddy, one of my buddies, he's all hell no, Chris. Ain't no way. They're not bringing that out until 2025. I said, did you just tell me I'm a liar? And he went, oh, God, I'm sorry. No. I said, man, I saw it on my damn phone. I saw it go away when I plugged the damn thing. I'm not fibbing to you, you nut. Of course, I didn't go in. He's one of those. He doesn't believe all, he doesn't think that we're at war. Oh, you're crazy. Yep. Man, we've been at war since 01. The world has been at war since 01. That's when World War III started. And that's when my world ended. You have to understand. I literally built buildings like that as the field engineer. So I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm a mechanical field certified, internationally recognized. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, so I'll settle down. My apologies. And again, no pity, no. This is a sad sap story. This is reality, and I'm gonna beat this shit, and I'm gonna. Their deaths aren't. How you say?
No, this is not your story. This is a chapter in your story.
This is a chapter in your. I'm sorry. I have a hard time with some of those.
Sorry. The cancer and stuff. This is not your story. This is a chapter in your story.
Yes,
and there's going to be chapters after it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. Well put. I stand by that.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I could think of better words for you, I would. I'm a bit fucking flabbergasted. That's a fuck. You've been through a mill.
I've been through pure tea hell, brother. I'm telling you. Wow. I got to plug some people. Number one, Dave's Waffle House. Dave has been a star to keep me. He was my 1 hour each day that I could grin and not worry about anything. Sorry about those notifications. I could just be silly, not worry about anything. I got to give him credit for that, man. It was super duper. It really helped a lot. And then Super Day 44. My God, the worst morning of my life. I didn't know who to reach out to. And he had mentioned, look, anytime you need to talk to somebody via email, call me. And he gave me his phone number. I called him. And that man, he's like, when he first called, I don't have much time. I'm about ready to leave with the family. Blah, 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 blah. And I just mentioned, man, I'm hurt. I'm having a hard time. That man curtailed everything he was doing for at least an hour and a half to talk me down off the damn cliff. Super Day 44, Dave Waffle House, stalwart individuals. I can't appreciate them enough for what they've done. They brought me through this shit with a couple of laughs and a pat on the back, and you name it. And Super Dave and his belief in God, and he's just there. And he's had me on several times to tell my story, let me get it off my chest. He doesn't get mad. He gets mad at everybody else for bad language. He just puts up with mine. I mean, I was an industrial commercial supervisor. You don't build buildings like that without dealing with some rough trade, so you end up with a pretty rough language.
Yeah, it's
and Dave's never given me a hard time about it. Super Dave never has. He just he understands and lets it slide. And that's just two. I could mention a couple others, but those two were the big ones. And I wanted to shout out to them.
Well, they're two very good men. I love Dave Waffle House because you can go in, you can drop all your worries, all your cares, and just be
exactly.
Yeah, just relax for a while. It's sitting down the club with a bunch of your friends that you're not in the same physical space, but it's like that, and it's lighthearted, which is necessary.
It's drivel.
Yeah, it's drivel.
It's drivel. It's just drivel. There's nothing important being said. There's nothing that matters. It's just a bunch of beavers and a bunch of gits being silly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Well, what I can say is you've got at least one new subscriber.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Who was it? Somebody. I can't remember who it was. Can't even see the thing. But yep, Spanish Chicken was just subbed.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool.
Ludwig has said it is premium drivel.
Ludwig. Hey, Bubba. I like me some Ludwig. He's always there.
Yep. And very welcome on here. See, anytime I'm streaming, the links in, jump in anytime, mate. You're very welcome.
Where's Neil?
What?
I think we lost Neil, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Where's Neil gone?
No, damn it. I wanted to ask him a few questions about his pretty ass long hair. I mean, good God.
Neil, mate, get back on. Come on. Neil.
Neil. Right.
Neil Oliver's left the building.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Shut up, Sam. We want Neil.
Right, okay.
Talk about a head of hair. I am jealous. Lord have mercy.
I'll see if he's available. Hold on a minute.
Cheers, man.
Yep.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Neil.
Yep. Yes, ask Neil a question.
Oh, yeah. I enjoy your cast, your content, Neil. You really bring forth the heart of the matter, and you bring it from the heart, and that count. I can feel your love when you're talking about others and how we're being treated, and I just wanted to tell you, I love your hair, man. I'm jealous as hell.
Well, I disagree. Any man with long hair in this day and age, I question her sexuality. But Neil, you're Scottish, so I have to like you. So come on, Neil, mate.
You remember when the USA went into Syria and just wiped that damn country clean? Man, that man had done such beautiful things with that. He's the largest damn groundwater project in the world. He's turning North Africa green. He was printing the gold dinar, getting everybody back on the gold standard. And they went there and wiped that down. He turned the poorest country in Africa to the richest country in Africa in 30 years. he had stepped down long ago. He put the tribes in charge over the Senate and the whole nine. And we just watched that place. And now they're selling damn slaves on those beautiful beaches out of cages. I quit cutting my hair then. And it's halfway down my back. And I'm not going to cut it until we quit killing innocent people over this shit. So I guess I'll go to my grave with it down near the crack of my butt. It was that long when I was 14 when I was protesting the Vietnam Army.
Mate, you know, speaking as a Scotsman, I'm just going to think you're gay. Can't admit, or you're gay. Sorry. No,
being a Scot, hey, well, hang on a minute. Being a Scot, you know damn well that people Scott wear that long hair, brother. Now, I'm Clan Maxwell.
It's gay.
So you're not talking. I'm the chief of the Clan Maxwell.
No, you're fucking not with long hair.
No, yes, I am. Damn if I'm not.
You're fucking gay.
Doubt my word.
No,
have you ever been to Camelot? My castle.
God, like, what are you talking about with your long hair? Cut it off.
Have you ever been to Camelot, my castle?
No.
The castle my grandfather built in 13th century.
With your long hair.
Yep. I found out that there wasn't a chief of the Clan Maxwell, so I claimed it, and within 90 days, nobody had disputed it, so I'm chief.
Mr. Longhair, no, I'm telling you now, mate.
Back to the long hair, yeah.
You wouldn't last 2 minutes walking through the streets of Scotland, okay, with your long hair. You'd be called a gay or raped by men. And you'd like it with your long hair.
I doubt I'd be raped, Bo. You never met me. It'd take about 10 of them to hold me down.
Long hair, you're kind of asking for it at this point.
Is that right? Okay, well,
I'm sorry to tell you, brother.
What's that song? I put my hair up, went in and asked him for a job, and the dumbass gave me a job.
Mate, you need to cut your head off.
Yeah, I'll tuck it under my hat.
No. Just no. Neil Oliver.
Oh, yeah. I just did it out of protest.
No.
Oh, here, Max, we've a question for you from a chat. What do you like with your Second Amendment?
Who are you talking to?
You, Max. What do you like with your Second Amendment?
What do I like with my what?
Second Amendment. Are you tooled up?
Oh, no, I utilize it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a nut. I'm not one of those, I don't run down, brandishing anything. But yes, I have personal safety gear. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got long hair, mate. So, I'm sorry. No. Any man with long hair comes up to me with a gun, I'm still going to take his wallet. Just the principles of masculinity. I'm like,
I hear you, brother.
Shut up.
Well, now, does it count that I've got a 12 head? I mean, my hairline is so far back.
No, I mean, yeah, you might very well be well within your rights to shoot me, but any man with long hair that comes in and goes, give me a fucking wallet, man. I'm like, fuck off, man. Just fuck off.
Last time I looked, Jesus had long hair.
I might die, but I don't care.
I don't think Jesus is. Do you think Jesus is gay with his long hair?
Well, that's a topic for another day, mate.
In those days, they didn't have barbers.
Exactly, my friend.
I killed my barber long ago.
Yeah, probably because he slagged you off for having long hair. Neil, bring some entertainment. Tell me.
Well, I tell you one thing. I'm telling you now. When I watch Neil, I get a little warmth in my goggles because he's so cute with that long hair. I have to agree with you there.
Neil, mate.
Talk to me, Neil. Neil, have you ever been to my channel, Neil? You might want to. Go there and peruse it a little bit. I got a little information you might want to look into.
Yeah,
I've been in this a long time. Remember, I went into that after 9/11. So
if you want to know the difference between Brill Cream and VO5, go to Mr. Longhair's channel. But Neil, mate, tell me, why did
my God,
Neil? Shush, sorry, Neil. Tell me why the black people built the pyramids, please. Don't make me get an AI generator. I want to hear it from your words, verbatim.
Well, I think the question really should be not what they built or what they attained to build. I think we need to look at more fundamental aspects of how the pyramids were put together. Many people theorize that the pyramids were built in order to represent the belt of Orion in the sky at night. But I think it was something a little more important than that. I thought they just wanted to be one with the fabrication of stone. And other things that people don't realize is that they were covered in marble as far as the eye could see. And this gave them a certain resonance. And
Can
that's
you
all
imagine?
resonated with me. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, there is a theory that because they were covered in marble and the sun reflected off them, they could be seen from space, and they were some sort of method of directing ships to land.
Hey, can you imagine how beautiful those were when they were wrapped in that white marble? Man, phenomenal. And now we're finding out that there's pyramids everywhere. I mean, the Grand Canyon's full of them.
What?
Oh yeah, yes, sir. Oh
Is
yeah.
Is that why nobody's allowed down to the bottom of that?
Is that say that? Well, they shut it down. You can't go in it anymore.
Yeah.
Once everybody discovered that.
Yeah, well, there was quite a while ago that they stopped letting people into the bottom of a giant's canyon, and they said it was because of the heat, the lack of water, and the humidity, that it wasn't safe. But it would make more sense to me that if they found something in there, they've just said, no, you're not allowed to see that.
That's right. I mean, we still have footage from the old days where we can clearly see that. And then you look at the names of these mounts, or whatever they call them, buttes or whatever, these artifacts, these geological or biological artifacts for that matter. If you look at mud fossils, golly, that Roger Spur has brought forth some crazy evidence, buddy. But yeah, you look into that, and it's all, they're named out of Egyptian names, all of them. Pretty crazy. And then you got to think about the Anunnaki when you start into that crap.
Oh, this channel has a very not good history with mud floods.
I can go right up the road here and see mud flooded buildings.
Oh,
So in every town in North Carolina that I've gone to and looked, there are 2 floors below ground in some of the buildings, and many of them are red brick buildings that can't be more than 400 years old. Now you figure that out. That changes some timelines, and I'm willingly witnessing this in real time, live, right there in front of me. I've got, I think I put one video up about that, and I'm documenting one in Marion, North Carolina. Pretty wild. So, I mean, I'm looking at imperial evidence. I'm like, what the hell? Yep. And they're around the world.
Sorry. No. I want you to play this, but I just want to say I've had some fun with this, and I also typed in, as I said earlier on, Clive Chance with gonorrhea. Sansom, thank you so much. Or sorry, Neil Oliver, thank you so much for giving me this website. Play this song, Fortitude.
Right, yes, right. We're going to have a bit of a musical interlude here, right? Because DJ has just given me this. I don't know what the hell this is going to be. Prepare for madness. Brace, people. Brace.
Where the pipes are playing in the land of the tartan. Where the pipes are playing, there's a man named Clive. Got a fever, no delaying. He's got that itch, that burn. It ain't no breeze. Gonorrhea's got him down, bring him to his knees. Burning like the bonfires on the hills at night. Clive's got a bell, gonna put up a fight. He's hopping like a bunny, trying to shake it off, but that Scottish fever's got him, can't stop the cough.
What the fuck?
WTF.
Oh man,
That was fun.
oh brilliant! All you need, you can literally type in anything and it will come up. In fact, I will do that right now while you talk. Let me type it. Right, give me some. Right, tell me what you want me to type in, and I'll fucking do it.
Sexy Highlander.
Sexy Highlander. Well, I need more than that, right? Sexy Highlander, right? Okay, you said that. Sexy Highlander, right?
I got the next one.
Right. Bead rattler.
Bead what?
Rattler.
Bead Rattler.
How did you spell
Rattle.
what? Bead.
Yeah. Yeah, as in like
Rattler.
What?
Right. Bead as in,
R-A-T-T-L-E-R.
yeah, like a rattler you would give as a child.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Let's see what happens.
Is this something that creates music?
It's on the spot. I never created that song. I just typed in
Yeah.
Clive Chance's gonorrhea. Oh man.
You're typing that into an AI generator?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
amazing.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
And with Tourette's.
Go to YouTube and type in "I busted a nut." That is one hell of a song.
Yes. We had that on Dave's Waffle House, the Busted a Nut song. That was weird.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard. Baby, I'm so sorry I messed my britches. It was that red silk dress, baby. Give me another chance. Let's have some pizza. I'll eat some oranges and I'll generate another one. I laughed so hard. I busted a nut.
Oh no! I think I've fucked the website up. It's not working anymore. Though.
Oh, right. Do you know what's happened, DJ? You've got to the end of your free trial.
Is that what it is?
Could be. Is it?
I don't know. Sense him. Sense him.
Yep.
Hello.
Whoa.
Yeah, you told me about this fucking Suno site. Why isn't it working now?
Because you only get so many credits a day.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. That'll be why.
Wish we had
Right.
Dave,
You do it
Dave
then.
Super Dave
You
here.
do
If we
it.
have Dave's Waffle House here, he's got a subscription to it. He can type in as many as he wants.
Right. Okay.
He
Sense him.
spends his money on some of this craziest shit.
Right. Sense him. Do it then. You can still gain access to that. Go on. Do it.
In the meantime, while we're doing this, Linda Hunter's saying, if the earth was flat, the mud would fall off the sides. No, with a larger problem. If the earth was flat, cats would have everything pushed off the fucking edge.
You got that right.
And seeing his fix logical lushes in the head, and his dog has already heard this. Everybody keeps saying dog's a man's best friend. Well, no cat has ever told the police where your drugs are hidden.
Drugs.
Yeah,
Cocaine import agency. That'd be the CIA.
yeah, that would be it. But you've never heard of the cops coming around with a sniffer cat looking for your fucking weed. It's always a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can dogs still be man's best friend?
Isn't that the damn truth?
Yeah, they keep squealing on us.
I had one. I got pulled over. I had one mark on my truck, right? Well, I just bought the truck a week ago. Yeah, before that. And I looked at the dude and I said, there's nothing in that truck, man. I don't travel with that shit. You think I'm riding around dirty? You're crazy as hell. I said, this thing, I just bought it. And he looked at that and he did a halfway search. And he said, well, I got to pat you down. And he literally just patted both legs like, how you doing? And then he said, you're okay. Go ahead, sir. You can go. There was a roach in the damn ashtray that he missed. I swear. Oh, but he was a nice guy about it. He laughed about it. what you gonna do, right?
Right. Sansom, have you got that thing on the go?
Yeah.
What else we gonna type in that machine?
You better. He's been muted for a while. I think he is there.
Yeah.
Neil, what do you want us? What do you want him to type into that AI machine, man? Come on, Neil.
I Highlander with Tourette's or something.
Yeah.
That's funny. Wait, what's this one?
And see what comes out.
What happened to the sexy Highlander?
Yeah, yes, sexy Highlander with Tourette's.
This one's amazing as well. The only reason I didn't share this one is because they don't pronounce chlamydia correctly. But
Why is it all about the sexually transmitted diseases?
Because it's funny, okay, my beloved other half. But here is this screen sharing.
You've had gonorrhea, now it's chlamydia.
Shut up, Tristan.
Whistles and chatting, and named Clive. His wife took a twist, now he's barely alive. Caught a wicked spell that he just can't evade. The media's got him, his world starts to fade. Once roamed the highlands, full of youthful zest. Now he's trapped in darkness, this unwanted guest. Caught a media's whispering, it's a wicked voice. No one saw it coming, it wasn't his choice. Oh, Clive, the Scottish soul so brave and true, fighting battles inward and the battles he can't undo. Chlamydia took its grip, but he won't let it define the strength and resilience he'll heal with time.
This is fucking nuts.
I love it. That was brilliant.
So this is great. We develop AI tools that can do all sorts of stuff, and what we decide to do is make songs about chlamydia.
No,
Oh my God.
no, we make songs about Clive.
Right. Well, I suppose that's fair.
Yes. Okay. There was an ongoing war between me and that Glaswegian bastard, and I'm going to win. He wanted to tell everybody I'm autistic. Well, I'll tell everybody he's got the clap. So.
Well, I'm just
no. On a serious note, though, I absolutely love Clive. Like I've met him a few times for a few pints and whatnot. He's great, but let's be honest. Like he's been known as Clive for like 40 years now because of me, and I ain't stopping anytime soon.
right here, Max. Just to bring you up to speed, this guy that we're talking about, Clive, his YouTube name is No Chance. Was always No Chance, and our friend DJ here started calling him Clive, and now the whole fucking internet knows him as Clive, even though it's nowhere on his channel.
I got to be careful with this guy because he's liable to nickname me something crazy, right?
No, you're fine. He doesn't know you well enough. Yes.
DJ
I
likes
see,
to give
okay.
everybody a name. He likes to
What?
nickname everybody. He's got one for me as well.
Yeah, well, you are Tristan, so Sean.
You can shut the fuck up, Andy.
Yeah, no, wait.
You're calling me Tristan, so I'm calling him Andy.
No, wait. Just this one, right? Like, come on. I mean, this is brilliant. Clive's big appearance. There you go. Clive's big appearance.
Good to have you.
Very well. Now,
this.
is it true you go by the name of Clive?
I engineered
No,
this.
that was made up by Resisting the Lies, but I'm now known as Clive.
You're now known as Clive.
It's just Clive.
It's quite a Middle England name, isn't it? Clive.
Yeah, I think it was something like Scottish, like Hamish. That was Clive.
Clive. Right. Okay. Clive sounds like a sort of a standard GB news. If you typed into AI, what is a GB news viewer called? They would be called Clive, probably.
Sounds more like a presenter.
Anyway, how are you, sir?
Bless him.
Yep. So
Alright, well,
that was no chance going to do an interview.
No, it
Right,
was Clive.
DJ tell. Right, so he went to do this interview, and the hosts just started calling him Clive all night.
No,
Everywhere he goes.
I spoke to David and said, by the way, can you introduce him as Clive?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
asked
it's a double
you
act.
to- no, to be fair, no, I asked you to do it.
You asked me to do it, and then you said, make out that you did it yourself. So don't lie.
Yeah, because I didn't want my name. Yeah, because it had to be funny.
So-
But here's another one. Here's another
Aye.
one. Here's another
But he
one.
did, and it was quite funny.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Off Good Ireland podcast. In this episode, we speak to Sven Longshanks and No Chance. The two guys are English nationalists. It's a really interesting conversation. We had so many topics. Please like, share, and subscribe.
the
And if you'd
English
like to support us, you can buy us a coffee at the link below. Thank you all so much.
That's, we are under attack as a people, and I agree with most of your statements there. I just want to bring in Clive there and welcome, Clive. I know we went off a bit of a tangent there, but I'm sorry, but the whole alternative history is a bit of a passion of mine. So
No, it was a good listen. It was interesting.
I'll definitely. Sorry, I think we're speaking. It's probably on my end. I'm probably speaking over you a bit. No, I love all this stuff, and I've been following some of that Christian identity and all that stuff, and we'll probably get you on, or we'll talk maybe a bit longer, or stay on after the show. I love all this stuff, and 100%. But I want to bring Clive in here, and we'll just go on the topics of the day, because just to keep it interactive. And but I'm loving this now. I have a new best friend for life now. We're going to tear strips off each other and teach each other lessons now and everything in the future. I love it. Clive, can we hit on just this sturgeon thing? What is the ins and outs of it?
Oh, fuck,
Not
that was
at all, lads.
class.
Sven and Clive, you were absolutely fantastic and so generous with your time.
And one more. One tiny wee one more. It's only 20 seconds long.
Right.
Present. Okay. Let me get it up. Videos. This one. Here we go.
Wait a minute, Chief, really stop calling Clive. No chance his name is Clive. Okay, fine. I'll address him as Clive then, if he's fine with that. Anyway.
The mood of the nation.
Everywhere he goes, he's got Clive now. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I love him, like he's one of my brothers, but it's just fucking amazing. I mean, that epitomizes brotherly love, if you will, because like it's just fun. I don't know.
Look, on the plus side, if anybody's ever trying to dox him, there's no chance in fucking fighting them because they're starting off on the wrong name.
I hope not hate go off like the most pitiful fucking examples and evidence. I am actually surprised that it's not come to effect yet. There's some poor bastard living in a council estate in fucking Socky Hall Street called Clive has been doxed yet.
But the problem with hopeless hate is that they're too busy telling Reform UK what to do.
Well, there is that, but I'm just
the opposition. They're the opposition.
Ooh, don't you shout, Tristan?
Conform UK.
Yeah, Conform UK. They're resisting everything that's happening by cancelling people.
Yeah.
So did you make your song?
No, right? I thought
You fucking know you can't.
Right.
Oh, I thought you'd already presented it. I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh, what you?
Panic not. You can sort all out for next week or for Trumpation of Truth or whatever the hell it is you call that stream Tuesday on a Monday night at 8 o'clock. I can never pronounce that first fucking word.
Triumvirate.
Right. I'm going to get that.
Triumvirate. Yes.
Triumvirate. I'm going to put that on the file somewhere phonetically so I can actually say it.
Hold on a minute, 42, mate. Next Friday's movie night stream on John Davidson's channel.
With Bella Lugosi.
So does that mean it's 3 men in a
stream? I believe it is. I believe next week is the end of the month. If DJ and Sansom are available for that, yes, no.
Yeah, it should be, mate. Yeah, I just realised. Yeah,
I can't. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. 21.
Saturday.
Are you up with PBC?
I might be seeing her next weekend, so maybe no.
Well, if you're,
I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll know for a fact tomorrow.
Yeah, let us know during the week.
I'll let you know tomorrow. But,
I know you two don't get as much time as you should be getting, and I have the same issue with MG, and don't be letting the thing get in the way, mate. If it's not, well, if it works for you and Sansom for the week after, we'll do it the week after.
Yeah, I can do that, but I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. We will figure that all out.
Oh,
anyway,
that would be Star Wars Day, wouldn't it? May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Fuck
yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that when we did a stream together and I did that Naked Gun? That was a bit May the 4th, wasn't it? With the end with the old Star Wars thing. That was all right, actually.
Right. People, we are coming up on 2 hours, 50 minutes. It's 25 past 1. I'm going to wrap this up very shortly. Is there any subjects any of you want to hit before we wrap up? I'll go around in the order it's on the screen. So, DJ?
Aye, let's make this stream fiery for the last 5 minutes. Wicknat versus Ethnat. Go on, Sansom. Do it.
I'm an Ethnat.
PBC.
I have the hardest time understanding y'all's accent.
You've got long hair, mate. I don't want to hear you. PBC.
No. Well, the only thing is, I don't know Max's politics.
Yeah, I know, but he's got long hair. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
it does matter, yeah.
PBC, Ethnat, Wicknat.
My politics. My politics.
Don't fucking hear me. I'm sorry. I don't care. PBC. Wicknat. I'll come to you in a minute, long hair, mate. Right? Just fucking wait your turn. PBC, Wicknat or Ethnat.
What does PBC mean?
Shut up, long mate. Stop being misogynistic, eh? Like it's not nice. PBC, Wicknat or Ethnat.
I've said this like 6 times.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to spice things up. What's your point?
For homogenized homelands.
Okay, best. 42, Wicknat or Ethnat.
Well, I'm going to have to go Ethnat because you might have noticed those fuckers in the country next door to me that want to genocide us happen to be white as well. So being white does not get you a pass.
No, okay, fair enough. Right now, Mr. Longhair.
Right now, do you understand? Do you class yourself as a nationalist person? Are you like for America, for the Americans?
That was a long pause.
Yeah, it was directed at you, was it not?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? I apologize.
Right. Would you class yourself as a nationalist, as in America first type person?
No. You want to know my politics?
Yeah.
It's all artificial. It's all LLC characters. They're all bullshit. Their names aren't real. They literally copyright their personas, and I don't believe a damn word they're out of their mouths. And they're a bunch of Satanists. That's my politics.
Right.
Yeah, but do you believe it in white America?
No, I don't even believe in borders. Who the fuck are we to draw a line in the sand and tell somebody they can't cross it?
Okay.
I believe, hey, listen, you were born in this world just like I was. You inherited this whole world just like I did. You have the right to go anywhere you want to peacefully. You come upon me with a little aggravation, with a little, I'll pew and send you to see
as a tourist or whatever, maybe. But my question was, 42 kind of put it to you more nicely than I'm about to. Let me ask you one question, and I'll follow up with a follow-up question. Are you a nationalist?
Are you speaking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I don't even. There is no USA. You know that, right? It's a corporation.
No. But I'm not from there. But like, no, that's not. Are you a nationalist?
When you say nationalist, you do you mean that I really, me and my group over here, we're badass? No.
Well, I haven't given you my follow-up question yet. But are you a nationalist?
If you mean that, am I all hepped up on one nation over another?
What
No.
I mean, I'm asking you a question, mate. Here. Are you a nationalist?
You'll have to explain to me what you mean by nationalist.
Okay,
DJ,
right, fine, whatever.
DJ,
Are you a white? Right? Are
DJ,
you
it's
about
not-
ethnicity
it's
or
not-
race?
I love all peaceful people
Okay.
around the world. All of us otherwise peaceful people are going to take this place over one day. We're going to pull the bloody fingers off those switches and we're going to put it on them and and get rid of them. That's my dream.
Maybe so, but my point is, you would be absolutely fine with America, let's just say, being 80%, 70% brown. Mexican.
Absolutely. I can't wait until everybody's tan colored.
You want that to happen?
I don't want anything to happen. I want it to be natural. Quit pushing shit.
How's
Just
not
let it
natural?
go. Quit manipulating people and let
I'm
life
not
go.
manipulating anybody. America's a white country. The founding fathers.
No, it's not. It's not anymore, brother. We just had millions cross the border. And
Yeah,
a lot
exactly, illegally. But like, my point is, though, that the founding fathers of America, a lot of which were British.
You do know that's a ruse, right? That's all bullshit. They were the founding fathers.
How's
What
that
they find?
bullshit? Your own founding fathers wrote explicitly that it was a white nation.
Is that how you read it?
I'm not American. I don't give a fuck. It's nothing to do with me. I want my people to come home, which includes Scots living in America. But if you believe,
I read it the way I read the Bill of Rights. The way I read the.
Shut up. If you think that
You
America
ask me a fucking question and tell me to
brown,
shut up. You shut up. If you
if
look
you
at
want
it this way,
America-
so what they
if
wrote
you want-
was that all men are
if
equal.
you want America, if you don't care about the trajectory of America in terms of demography, and you don't care whether or not it's brown or fucking black or white in the days that come and the years that come, then I don't want to talk to you anymore.
So that's what you got. That's what you got from what I said. What are you hearing? What are you hearing? Spanish or something? You don't understand English? What did I say? All otherwise peaceful people, I'm okay with. You come on me with your violence, I'll put you down.
Just said, yeah.
Right.
You're a bigot. You're a racist and a bigot's what you're saying.
Right, hold on. Right.
I'm a racist. No, fucking don't mute me for it. What? I'm a racist.
Right, hold on. Right. No, actually, I'm going to mute you because you're on my stream.
No, you're not.
No,
I'm a racist.
No, hold on.
No,
here's what happened.
Then.
No, right. I'll tell you what's happening.
No, you're not. You're going to call me a racist.
No, I'm not calling you a racist. But what I am telling you.
Mute me.
Yeah, what I am.
Yeah. I'm a racist and a bigot. I'm a racist.
Yeah, what I am trying to do is stop you two fucking arguing.
No, you don't fucking be a bitch. Why are you muting me?
Because I actually muted the both of you to try and fucking say something. Am I allowed to do that? Here's what's happening, DJ. You and him are talking two different languages.
Because
words
he's a poof.
Right, hold on. No, you are talking two different languages with words that mean different things in different countries. And it's not a fucking genuine conversation.
No, because he's a poof.
No, because you decided not to be genuine.
How am I not being genuine?
Because he told you 4 or 5 times that.
Because what?
That your question didn't fit into his concept, and
so I'm not being genuine because you can't comprehend what I asked him.
Because it means different things in different countries, chum.
Oh, the same way that means different things to you when you spurg out and everybody else.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. What? What?
What do you mean whenever spurg out and everybody else?
Oh, well, you spurged out in fucking Scots Army, you spurged out at Clive, you spurged out in pretty much every fucking person the last few weeks on streams that I've noticed.
I haven't been speaking to
Yeah,
Scott
I have in
Summer.
comment sections, but that's funny. So you've accused me of you've accused me of not being genuine because I asked him a simple question.
Right. Yes, which he tried to tell you he didn't understand.
He didn't say that, though, did he?
He did.
He didn't understand.
He did.
He didn't say that, though, did he?
He did. He said,
No,
I
he
don't
didn't say that.
understand your concept.
He didn't say that.
He did.
No, he
That's
didn't.
what he said. He said, I don't have that same concept as you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not being genuine. Yeah.
Well, whenever he said that he doesn't have the same concept of nationalism or what that means as you possibly do, because it's the first time he's
I asked him
heard
to
it.
elaborate. How am I not being genuine? If I wasn't being genuine, it wouldn't have asked him to elaborate, would I?
You asked him to elaborate on the concept
didn't.
that he didn't fully understand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's not my problem. He's fucking uneducated, is it?
Well,
under the free American and whatnot, high IQ, my arse. But I'll tell you what, mate, don't fucking patronise me and say I'm being disingenuous.
No, I'm not patronising
you. You're doing it. You keep fucking muting me. Aye.
I muted the two years because I wanted to try to tell the two years to calm fucking down.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, mate. You've got nothing to say to me, yeah? In all honesty, you've got nothing to fucking say.
What about?
I've asked you to elaborate yourself. You can't do it. He can't do it. Why not?
What? You asked me to elaborate on what?
No, you kept muting me because you're a little bitch.
No.
So why don't you speak on his behalf and tell me the truth?
No.
Why'd you keep muting me?
I muted you because I muted you and I muted Max because I wanted to tell the two of you to stop arguing.
No. You jumping in his defense and then put words in my fucking mouth. Call me
No, I
disingenuous.
May I explain myself?
That's the irony. That's the fucking irony, mate, because you're being disingenuous now because you accused me of being disingenuous.
May I explain myself?
Go ahead.
No. You can in a second, but I want to hear 42. You're not gonna jump to his defense. Come on, mate. You called me disingenuous.
Yeah.
Aye. What? Little Miss fucking Israel so freak. Go on, tell me.
Because you demanded he answer a question and he clearly
I no. I asked him a question and I told him there was a fucking question coming up after the fact. Then I asked him to elaborate on his fucking first question, and they never did.
Yeah, but hold on. You started all that with I'm about to make this all spicy. So you've got it spicy. What the fuck do you want?
Well, no, it was a joke.
No,
it
doesn't sound like a joke.
Me. Well, because I asked a question about ethno-nationalism versus white nationalism. Yeah, because that's a pretty contentious topic, Mr. 42A. My Celts are the equivalent of fucking Indigenous people in New Zealand. Come on, now, mate. What? You didn't say that? You didn't say that last stream, did you? Know? You didn't say that last stream that you did last Saturday. You didn't say that, did you know? You didn't compare Celtic people to fucking Abos, no? Shut up. I'll ask you a question. Why did you call me disingenuous?
Are you speaking to me?
Because
I'm not talking to you, bud. I'm talking to 42
you asked
now.
him to explain a concept he didn't understand.
What do you mean you didn't understand? How can an American not understand fucking nationalism?
Right. Well, possibly.
I wanted to know your concept of nationalism. I wanted to understand what you thought of the word, your definition of the word. That's what I asked.
People of a shared
so that I could properly answer the question. That's all.
Oh, it did. I asked you a simple question, but Mr. 42 here thinks it's imperative.
And I wanted to know what your definition, what your understanding of a nationalist was.
People with a shared heritage.
Okay. If I may I explain myself? Seriously.
Nationhood.
Listen to me. I grew up in a country that is well integrated. I went to school with all kinds of races, all of them. We were integrated, and I know that there are good and bad in every single race. I was raised by a Canadian mother that if you were racist, if you were any way that way, she would demand you didn't get no. And see, I know there's love in the hearts of every race. There's good people and bad people in every race. What I want in this world is for all the otherwise peaceful people to get along and stop these fucking wars. That's what I want. Am I nationalist? Am I proud to be American? It just happens that I was born here, and I respect your
Yeah, but
ability.
okay,
To,
let me ask
oh
you.
wow, you're gonna
Can I ask
really
you a
introduce?
follow-up
You've been
question?
running your damn mouth for how long, and I can't get my thoughts out. Shut up. Seriously, man.
Where your family from historically?
Canada.
Where are they from?
My family is from Canada. My grandfather, mother, all my grandparents are from Europe. My mother and father are from Canada,
It's
and
not
I was born.
Europe. Okay, where?
And I was born in America.
Where?
And again, I just want all the otherwise peaceful people to
Where
get
in
along.
Europe?
Pull out.
Where?
Where what?
Where were your family from in Europe?
Okay, well, Scotland, French. All right, my mother's dad was
There you
French.
go. You've just
My
there you go.
my
There you
mother's
go.
father was French. My mother's mother was Irish. My dad's dad was Scottish. That's why I'm a Maxwell. And my dad's mother was English. Her name was Queenie. She was born in London. And my
That's
mom
where
and dad were born in Canada. My
no, it
dad
doesn't
crossed the
matter where
border.
they were born, but that's where you're from.
And my dad traveled to North Carolina to play hockey, and this is where I was born.
Yeah, but that's where it doesn't matter. You like America is just a fucking migrant state. You've just rattled off where you're actually from. You've just rattled off where you're from. That was my
That's
question.
correct.
Like not
Yep.
ever if not right. Okay, you've conceded indirectly that you're a Sivna. That's fine, but you're still your people come from somewhere else. You've just said that. That's fine.
Of course, yeah, I don't deny that.
Exactly. That's where you're from. That's fine. I've got no issue with that. My problem is, quite frankly, I'm not going to be targeted and lambasted as being disingenuous. I
never said you were disingenuous. I asked you what you meant by that.
You chimed in.
You are rude. You're just a rude man.
Oh, I'm a rude man, am I?
Yeah, you can't let anybody else get a point in. You jump on top of it.
Because you've been fucking.
You sat here and rambled your mouth for fucking 10 minutes, and I can't get a paragraph out.
You
I'm disgusting little prick.
I'm such a rude man that I let you speak for about 20 fucking minutes when you first joined the stream. Didn't say a fucking damn word a day. I'm such a rude man. Yeah, great stuff. The only reason that I'm a bit agitated right now is because the host of the stream decided to speak on your fucking behalf, and you've indirectly
you come on here and disparage the man that's running this channel. Why don't you just get off the fucking channel? Go away. If you don't like the man's channel, go away.
What do you mean I don't like my channel? You're on this fucking streams all fucking year. What have you done, Canto? Like, come on now. Yeah.
And now you maybe know why I was trying to mute people. Because I didn't want that shit.
I'm not having a go at you anymore, but he's annoying me. I will fuck off now because this is retarded.
Oh, here,
42, I apologize. I apologize for this misunderstanding, 42. Please forgive me.
Don't worry. Before you go anywhere, the only thing I said last week about Celts and Aborigines is that there's the same amount of Celtic architecture in Ireland as there is brick architecture, archaeology in Australia from the Aborigines, which is true. There's no Celtic architecture in Ireland. The towns and cities were built by the Vikings and then the Normans. What in the same way that the Aborigines didn't build towns or cities because they're nomadic. What's your issue?
What's my issue?
Yeah, what's your issue with that?
It's just because you're if you really want me to say it right now on a stream live, I will. You are blinded. You are blinded by your hatred for Ireland. That's your problem, mate.
Hey, 42, never shut a man up when he's digging a hole even deeper. Let him talk.
I'm digging a hole, mate. How am I digging a fucking hole? There's a myriad of people in the fucking chat that are agreeing with me. Yeah? How am I digging a hole?
Right. Sorry. Are you saying that there's Celtic architecture?
I never said that, but my point is, though, you're just absolutely blinded by a hatred for Ireland.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. And let me put this on record as well. I already said that I wasn't going to be bringing any more shit up, but you've decided to bring this back to you. You know? Said my problem wasn't with you anymore; it was with him, and you've decided to bring me back into the conversation.
No, I just wanted to address you.
Well, you
said
did.
that
You
I-
fucking said it last week. You called Celts abos.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you fucking did.
I said there's a
You
same
fucking
amount.
did. Do you want me to go and get it?
If I've been careless with my words, then I've been careless with my words.
Oh, exactly. Okay, fair enough.
Right,
Well, there you
right,
go. There's an admission you might have been with your words. That's fair enough. Right.
Right,
End of
okay.
that discussion.
To be
back to Mr. fucking Longhair.
Right,
How
hold
am I
on.
digging myself a hole?
Hold on. To be honest, it was an off the cuff remark. It
There
wasn't
you
well
go.
thought
That's
out.
it. That's fine.
Right,
Then
but-
I concede. Fair enough. That's the end of that discussion. Mr. Longhair, I'm digging myself a hole. Exactly. Keep your mic fucking muted, cunt. You know what I mean? Fortitude, no, it's fine. You've explained that's fair enough. But Mr. Mr. Longhair jumping, oh, you're digging yourself. How am I digging myself a hole?
Oh yeah, I've said that many times, by the way. What Jerry Mumfuck says,
Which I never brought up, by the way. That's got nothing to do with me. That's other people. But Mr. Longhair just said I'm digging myself a hole. Why don't you unmute your mic and explain yourself? Mr. Oh, I don't care if my country becomes brown, as long as they all appreciate the American flag. Come on, tell me what's so great about that.
I never said anything about appreciating the flag.
You kind of did, though, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Shut up. You asked me a question. Let me answer you.
Well, go on then.
Okay, thank you. I never said anything about that. I never said anything as long as they're peaceful. Do you understand the word peaceful?
I don't give a fuck about how is that any different to what I just asked you? So brown peaceful people, as opposed to brown hostile people, come into your country en masse, dominate you in terms of demography, and you're going to be fine.
Well, they start to dominate me, Bubba. They're going to get lead up their ass, you dumbass.
So America becomes more and more less white. You're fine with that.
You've got the weirdest damn concept about America. You think everybody's running around trying to fucking start a war. The vast majority of the nation doesn't want war. And you can't shut up long enough to hear anybody's voice. You got your own damn ideas about everything. You got a warped sense of fucking the world. And you're disgusting, if you ask me. You're a disgusting little white pig. And that's my last I got to say about it. 42, thank you for letting me be on. And I appreciate you, brother. You take care of yourself.
Brought up in my brown country. You sif not faggot. I'm sorry. Fuck off. And I'm going to know. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Later on.
Well, that went to shit. Oh, fuck.
Time for telly bye-byes, I think.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I said I want to wrap this up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Is anybody anything they want to talk about? And this all happened. But there you go. But it is what it is.
Well, thanks for having me on, even though I never said very much.
You're very welcome. You're welcome on any time. And thank you for coming on.
I hope everybody else that's listening has a good night, even though it's like the middle of the morning. So
Yeah.
I'll exit so that you can wind up. But good night, everybody.
Good night again, Flower. See you later.
Right. Good night.
Yep. All right, all the best, PBC. Sansom.
Well, I believe. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch. No, I believe there's a triumvirate of truth stream on Monday at 8 o'clock.
Yes, there is.
So if you're a glutton for punishment, get your ass over there. And thanks for inviting me on the stream. It went a little bit left of center, but you know,
fuck.
everybody, like I say, everybody's got their own opinions, and everybody deserves the right to have them. That's all I'll say. But anyway,
I totally agree with that.
And thanks again, mate, for having me on, and thank you to everybody in the chat. And I'll sort of let you chuck us out, and I'll stay in the back room if you want a quick chat after.
Yeah, please.
I'll let you wrap up, mate. Yeah,
please do. I'm going to find a very short outro. Yep, there we go. That's one found. Oh, fuck, I'm still advertisements. But yes, we'll just get rid of these adverts. And then we'll have an outro. I will put the comments up on the screen. And we shall see how it goes.
It's not funny. I'm putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frog. Gay friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs. Place one.
Okay, everybody, that's it. The guests have been the guests. I've been 42. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Good night. God bless. See you all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.